You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Hey, and good evening all. Welcome to Friday Night Syncretism, a.k.a. Kate Rant Night, apparently. You guys are funny. I love it. Anyway, yeah, hi, this is Kate of Gaia, the chick with a really low voice. Anyway, where are we here? Let me just check Skype. Busy posting and everything just kind of sneaks up on you and oh my god, it's time. Oh my me. Here we go. Let me see. Just trying to get a hold of someone that I want to get in here quickly. And oh, thanks Hazel. Thanks for reminding me. Guys, for those of you on Facebook, you could really help me out if you get the link and just share it with your page. Gets word out. People are always looking for easy things to do, little baby steps, that kind of stuff. So that's one that you can do. Now, I just want to see if I can, not sure, okay. You want me to pull you in for a 2 minutes? There we go, okay. Because I'm not sure. Alright, that's a cell call. Love these 111s that come up, whatever. Never know who it is. But there you go, just waiting for our secret guest to get back to me here. But anyway, yeah, it's been an interesting day, and yes indeed, Nav, another month is over. Yes, May is gone. Whoosh! As of today, yeah, tomorrow's June 1st. Okay, as soon as I get word back here, you know what I should do is just pull them in. Secret? No secrets. I don't have any secrets. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah. What do you want to know? Kate will tell you. All right. Hell, I might even let loose with, some system secrets, right? Some, criminals, like, let me see, Vincent Hawks, Deputy Chief of Police for the Ontario Provincial Police Services Incorporated, who, was in charge of investigating a land issue with a, certain recreational cottage in a very nice area that somehow he managed to get it for $160,000 less than market value, and not a paper to be found around it. No, they're not corrupt. These are the people that we're supposed to be afraid of. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, we're going to get into some pretty heavy stuff tonight. I'm in that mood. It's Friday night, and just a little update with regards to Santo. I did tag him this morning, and I think there was a small issue. He got a visa to get to fly, but ended up having to wait for a standby flight. So I don't expect to hear from him. I might hear from him tomorrow. Depends on where he is in his travels. But he's got a fairly long trek to get back to Hiromi. That's a long haul, Ecuador.
I've never seen before my eyes this dream. I've never known what makes this child to see. Like tears from a mountain pouring gently to the sea, a curiosity. Will you dare to touch my soul? Is love so frail that we can't hope to be more than we are, more than our hearts can see? And if for any reason on this field of broken dreams we stand to lose it all, then for you, yes, I do it willingly. If this is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain, for lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases the rain. We'll stand here firm. I've never seen before my eyes this dream. I've never known what makes this child to see. Like tears from a mountain, pouring gently to the sea, a curiosity, will you dare to touch my soul? Is love so frail that we can't hope to be more than we are, more than our hearts can see? And if for any reason on this field of broken dreams we stand to lose it all, then for you, yes, I do it willingly. If this is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain, for lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases the rain. We'll stand here firm, 'cause we are an island protected by love on this field of broken dreams.
And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Got bumped off. I just didn't want to keep someone waiting here, so I'm sure I'll play that song at some point tonight in its entirety. However, I just want to welcome none other than Paul Giovanni to Syncretism Outside the Box, Creative Gaia Rant Night, whatever the hell you want to call it. Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Okay, you okay?
Oh, yeah. You're a little sketchy there, but you seem to be good.
Okay, I'll start with that.
Okay, yeah, you're. It's breaking up pretty good. Not sure what. What's that?
Okay, no way. Okay, I'll get you the way, yeah.
Yeah, you're really breaking up, Paul. Hard to hear what you're saying. So I'm not sure if that's on your end or if anybody else can vouch for it, but it sounds really garbly. Oh. It's going to be a fun night tonight, I think. All right. Let me see. Okay. I just want to make sure. Scroll down. See if Paul's still there. You know what? I think I'm going to pull him into the call. That's going to be a whole lot easier. All right. One sec, guys. Where's Paul? Let me get to host. And clicking. So let's do it this way. Let's try this. Excuse me, or not. It's all good. Let's see if we can get a better sound this time. Yep, I gotcha. All right, let me see. Yes, I thought so too, Lisa. You know what? Just for gets and shiggles. Just waiting for Paul to grab his end. Sorry, Lisa. I got to do it. Lisa, I got to do it. There you go. Oh, the power of the click and drag. Some powerful stuff. Hello. Hey, Lisa, we got you, hon.
Hello? I didn't know you were going to do that.
I know. I'm a bitch.
I mean.
I do that on occasion. I did try to bring Paul in. I guess he can join the call or whatever. Gosh darn. Oh yeah, this is it's so frustrating. We got the technology and whatever. Just goes to show you. I think we as gods will do a whole lot better than the Skype gods.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, just saying, right? So let me see.
So has that just not worked then? No.
Yeah, I pulled him in. I don't know if he actually heard the phone ringing. Let me see if I can do this one more time. Where are you at, Paul? There you are. Let me see if I can do this again. Come on. Oh, so frustrating. Let's see if that's going to work. Anyway, so how's Lisa doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Case. Gosh, you've got me totally, completely and utterly off guard here, so... But I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Well, Paul wanted me to... you can join the call or whatever, but I just want to get the message out. Paul wanted me to thank all of you guys listening tonight. I don't know what for yet. I'm kind of in the dark there.
Me too.
But I can kind of assume that some help came from the good listeners that we have, our family that's tuned in, and every bit helps, and that's all it takes, just little things, and it's amazing how little it takes to keep radio platforms going for a year. Everybody.
Well, again, Kate, it's like I said, it's the little from the many that makes the difference, isn't it? It's all those listeners out there, the many listeners that we do have, contributing a little bitty bit of anything they can spare, and we only ask because we need it, and that's what keeps us going. Yeah.
Well, exactly. I mean, and that's one of the reasons I love being with CMR, is because you guys have the same philosophy I do. Only what we need to get the job done. That's it. A lot of peace of mind comes with that, and when you have the peace of mind and the serenity to stay focused on what it is without having to worry about the little stuff,
exactly.
You deliver so much more, and you're not distracted by anything like stress or whatever. And I got enough food to keep me alive for a little while, and I'm dry. No, I'm talking from, this is absolute gratitude, because what happens now is I can deliver, in the only way.
The thing is, Kate. Sorry. At the end of the day, we don't actually need that much, do we?
No, absolutely not. That's the joy of it. And what we have been indoctrinated into for lifetimes is you need more, must have more, and then of course, if you want to see what more does to a planet, go and have a picnic at your local landfill site. See if you enjoy the view.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mean to put it in real terms for people, but that's exactly what it is. This whole greed thing. It's funny, like especially Friday nights, people get their paychecks, and there's a little apartment building across from me here, and I watch them coming in with their their Wally Mart bags and what have you, right? It's like filled with junk, and that is,
yeah, I know.
That's what they think of their fellow man. Here, I'm going to get some extra landfill so that I can, and of course, Friday morning they're bringing all the bags of garbage out, and Friday night they're bringing all the bags of garbage in. It's a continuous cycle, and people are just like, they're groveling and wallowing in this, and for what? For what? At the end of the day,
I know.
It's just, it's madness. It really is. So, yeah, Paul did.
So I'm feeling guilty now. I'm feeling guilty because you've got me here completely unexpectedly, and Paul was supposed to be coming on, and he's not here.
No,
that's so weird.
No, that's okay. Well, you and Paul, for me, are keep getting timed out message. Oh, okay. That is bizarre. Maybe I can get him to try calling in again. Here, I'll just tag him. Try calling in. Oops. Yeah, that's an R and an S. Separate again. So Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, bizarre. Oh no, never feel that way. It's like I said, I see you and Paul as the main station go to, and here they are, everybody, and that works for me. You know, so I don't feel guilty for crying out loud. Definitely not.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it's good though. You know, that shows that shows the heart. Oh, there's my hawk. I don't know if you heard that or not. Beautiful.
True.
But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of religio cosis chosenitis destruction tonight. I was working. I got another, I think 3, maybe 4 paragraphs done on summons of the dead, and it's just getting funnier. Okay, yeah. So Paul,
isn't it always, yeah.
Yeah, Paul has tried, and he's still getting the timed out message on the link. Sounds like he needs a reboot. I'll just say, no worries, my friend. We got this. All right. Yeah, just Paul. You heard his voice. It was all garbly, but that was Paul. And he wanted to come on to say thank you to everybody. And I know that you guys listening have helped, and thank you so much for that. I know, every night that I can get on here, that little bit keeps me here ranting. Trying. Go ahead.
Just like to say, okay, well, I'll try and say this too then on behalf of everybody that has contributed. I do thank you to my heart, because Critical Mass Radio has been a major part in my life for the last year, and I've got involved in this, and it's meant a lot to me. And I do realise what we're trying to do here, there's nothing to do with money. No one's making any profit here in this station. It's all to do with people that actually really genuinely do care about what is going on at the moment in the world, and we all want to move forward and make it a better place in whatever way we can, and we need all of you to do it. This station is a people's station, and it needs all of us to contribute, and I like that actually. I actually like the fact that we have to do that to keep it going, because to me that means everything. It's our station. It's us against the world.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that was the understanding I had when when I first talked to Paul, that all the hosts take care of their shows to a greater or lesser degree, and for me, just coming in and letting loose, that's a huge gift, and all I'm going to try to do is give it back a millionfold. That's just the way it goes, can you imagine a world that everyone has this benevolence in them of creation and gifting without any consideration, and everybody has this, and then the only consideration we have is trying to up that creation in response, right? In return. Yeah, I love you. Well, okay, I love you times 2. And then it just goes exponential from there, right? Instead of, you've got a nicer car than me, I'm going to get a nicer car than you and make you look bad, and that kind of mentality. It's just dumb. So, but
yeah, I know it's hard to actually fit in that world. I think when like us, you've actually moved beyond all of that. It's so hard now to understand how people can get off by getting a better car than someone else. I just do not get it.
Well, you see, there's the big trap in the illusion, and when people get caught in it to such a degree where they think this is all there is, I think those that want to control this particular paradigm are giggling their asses off, because here we are building our own prison and reinforcing it. Like they've got us doing everything backwards in the mirror. This whole idea of abundance, which they've transmuted into money, wealth, and having the big mansion, which is completely the opposite direction of what a creator does. I mean, you see, people say, well, that's I'm creating that by attracting this wealth. I said, okay, well, let me tell you what you're attracting. You're debasing yourself as a God entity by transmuting what you think as creation in a physical world. Let's talk 1,000 years from now, that house that you so desperately had to have and is now, a new landfill site because they're running out of places for it. and you've probably been through another 15 or 20 bodies still trying to figure the shit out. And you know,
exactly.
Like, come on.
It's just, Kate, I think the thing is that so many people think all of this crap makes you happy and it gives you joy, but we only have to look at how the so-called celebrities live to see it doesn't actually make them happy at the end of the day, does it? It doesn't actually give them fulfillment.
No, they generally turn into drug addicts or, you know, abusers or suicidal or whatever. And that's the thing, too. When you reach a certain pinnacle in the physical sense, there's no real game beyond that. You know, how much wealth do you need? How many castles do you want? That, you know, you're just going to, now whether or not you have the technology to get put into another body so that you can still maintain that is one thing, but that is an even bigger illusion, thinking that somehow, you know, this is all there is going to be for infinity. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. You know, let's stay on a tiny little planet and pretend to be God forever. Okay, moron.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry you say that.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you something. The happiest thing for me today, and I've got nothing really other than at the moment I'm not working, so I'm thankful for that. But I was sitting in the sun in the garden today, and I was looking at a dandelion that had turned into you know when the dandelion goes from the actual the yellow bit into the bit where the seeds are all formed, and you just blow it, and all those white bits go out. Yep. And I just looked at that and the simplicity of it, but the wonder of it, and knowing how fantastic the dandelion actually is for us. And do you know, that just made my day, and I thought, wow, I don't need much.
Well, there you go. I mean, and then one of those seeds that gets blown off the dandelion itself goes and plants another one, and it becomes another exponential. Because, you know, you look at the number of seeds that are coming off one single dandelion. There's your singular intention, the seed, going into exponential creation. The dandelion, then more seeds. And you see, I see that as good and evil at the same time, all right? That I would need to dedicate an entire show to it, but it depends on what you see in this realm as good and evil, right?
Yeah.
We have been taught for so long to, basically worship this creation. And that, for me, is another one of the New Age concepts that people get caught up in. And again, I do things that just kind of run my spine the wrong way. Because only when I'm doing that do I know I'm breaking through into something. And, you know, when people have told me, I used this the other night, many nights, you go to Genesis and it says, and in the beginning God created light and saw that it was good. Therefore, there's the hypnotic suggestion that apparently all dark is evil then. It wasn't that, you know, God created dark and light and saw that it was good. No. I had to create that duality, right? And, of course, the God I speak of in their literal Bible is one nasty prick. You know, no, piece of shit. You know, that's just one dumbed-down moron as far as I'm concerned. You know, and I've said it before, too. What makes the most powerful God? Well, one that convinces other gods that they're, you know, lesser than it. And that's effectively what the program is here. And everything that I see actually revolves around what I've been calling the Savior program, where people are constantly looking outside of themselves for answers and for saviors, right? Somehow someone is going to ride over the out of the sunrise and save them and ride them off into the sunset. Sorry, that's your job. You know, you're here to save you. And here's the neat thing about that mirror. If but one shall awaken, if but one can save themselves, they save all. Only one of us has to snap out of this, and the whole game's over. As far as this illusion, we were touching on a few things last night, and again, don't feel obligated to hang out for the whole night. I love having you here. So, you know, just whatever suits you. I'm good, and no worries. Okay. Because I did drag you in here, so.
I just wasn't expecting to be on live. I was going to listen, but
that's okay.
I'm quite happy to be here, but thank you.
Well, you are listening live.
Okay, let me ask you something then. Okay, let me ask you your views on the people that think that all the natural stuff on this planet, the people that say that the stuff, okay, with regards to things like so-called weeds, dandelions, just getting back to the bare basics here, were put on this planet to actually help us and feed us and aid us in medicinal purposes. What are your views on all of that?
Okay. Well, when we take it from the perspective that we are actually, God essence itself and of the creation, I don't really see the need for that. I see that again as part of the control mechanism. Go back to Cain and Abel, right? Cain was the one that was into the agriculture, right? Ag, silver, right? Silver culture, and of course Abel, being female, was the shepherd. Or the shepherdess, whatever the hell they call that. So, I mean, in the story, I've busted this thing apart in so many different ways. There's so many layers on it. But if you can look at Cain as being, frowned upon because of the stuff brought forth from the earth, you got to ask yourself the question: well, if this supposed God is not happy with Cain's efforts, could it not be taken? And again, we have to look at the mirror in that the God of the Bible, as far as the literal is concerned, is an absolute piece of shit chaos, okay? And the God that we refer to ourselves is the mirror of that. It has to be both, right? And when you look at every allegory or analogy, metaphor, whatever it is, you cannot pick one side or the other. You have to pick the coin. And you have to see it from both sides, or you're going to miss it. Because every truth is a half-truth. Every lie is a half-lie, right? It depends, on what perspective and how you're looking at it. And what I'm trying to do is to get people to shift out of that very stuck position that they've been indoctrinated into for a lifetime, and get them to step out of their shoes and, have a look at it from a completely different perspective. And lo and behold, I've got people texting me and, messaging and whatever, and they're getting it, and they're seeing it from different perspectives. Now, specifically, I'm glad you mentioned the dandelion, because the dandelion, you can live on it completely. It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. You dig up the dandelion root, and what are we doing? Better get that Monsanto Roundup and kill it.
Absolutely. This is what does my head in, yeah. I
know. So because somehow they're ugly, right? I don't think so. I think dandelions are beautiful. I've always thought they were beautiful. And people go, oh, you got to have a lawn. Well, says who? Tell you what, why don't you rip that lawn up and grow some food, for crying out loud, if you want to do something productive with it. And it saves a whole lot of gas on the lawnmower, too. Right? So now you're lessening the impact and the profits, of course, for big oil. And we all know who these entities worship, God, gold, oil, and drugs, and, of course, government ordnance department. In God we trust. Absolutely. You see, that's that money, mono-I, one eye. You might see a picture of that on the American $1 bill, the all-seeing eye. That's the God that they worship, you see. And they want us worshiping it, too, because all that energy that we flow at it, what happens, I'm going to come back to what you asked. I'm kind of taking a long way around the shortcut here, but yeah, that's normal for me.
You go for it.
So what we have here is, you got all these people congregating into their silly, I gotta say it, their silly fucking churches and synagogues and mosques and all these holy buildings of, holy shit, look at the money wasted on that building. They got one building in Spain, by the way, that's has been being constructed for the last 100 years.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking you need new contractors, guys. Anyway, but. And of course all these people, groveling in and on their knees, and of course they're looking at the funny being with the clown suit up on the podium, spewing all sorts of hocus pocus shit and literal garbage. I don't care what book it is. They're reading it literally. And all that energy is being collected and kind of sent off into, outer space, if you will. And isn't it funny that everything seems to be directed at the Orion Nebula, and that's where all these stars are getting poured forth. And somehow that's a good thing, poisoning my void, Excuse me. How about we stop flowing that energy? You see, for me, that's the mainline artery. It's cutting off the supply. Unfortunately, for the vast majority of people on this planet, they've been so indoctrinated into the program, and we are making a difference. People are waking up. That goes without saying. And it's like this: every entity that wakes up to the nightmare that religion is, and when they say get on your knees and pray, well, you're preying on your fellow man and the energy, and you're feeding it to a very dark entity, that which is controlling you. So I might get you to reconsider, shoving money into a collection plate, because that collection plate is owned by the church, and that whole church concept is that's the one that owns, your governments, your politicians, the bank, all of it, Universal Postal Union. That's why for me, the Universal Postal Union is the highest quote court unquote on earth. And it's right below me. Right? Yeah. Because
the saddest thing is these people think they're doing good by doing this, don't they? When they go in these churches and put this money on these platters, they actually believe they're doing something good, which is so sad.
Well, now you'll understand the meaning behind the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that probably makes a lot more sense to people, because what's happening is all these good intentions that people think they're doing are actually paving their own demise, their own doom. And when I ask you to pray, you might want to reconsider it, right? P-R-E-Y, because when you pray, you are prey.
Yeah.
It's all there. The allegories are there, and all I'm trying to do of late is to bring as many out as possible, where people can start looking at things allegorically versus literally. Because the literal nightmare that we're in is that. It's a literal nightmare. And all I see is this beautiful void of creation, which we were part of and got duped out of by our own consent. There was intent to deceive, though, so there's a little universal law issue I have with that. And that's what I'm working on right now, to finally decipher that and give it a little kick back into the universe and see how those butterfly wings flap into a tsunami.
Great, good for you.
Good for all, right? This is the thing, and I keep telling people, don't stop underestimating yourself. You're God, and the most powerful aspect of creation.
This is what I keep saying. There's nothing more powerful than all of us, and when we get together, then you can't beat it, I think.
Well, I'm going to agree with you and say I know. I know you're right on the money there. And that's the thing, when two or more minds meet, another is created in the process. So really what it boils down to for me is scraping away all the garbage, all the things that, I thought to be real and, what I was indoctrinated into, have a really good second look at it from the opposite side and go, oh, that's garbage. And as I found out today that everything is garbage. And all I can do now is look at the allegories, start pulling pieces out of it and go, okay, well, that makes sense. That's why that's true. Okay, yeah, that's why. And you know me, all I ask is why? Why? The greatest question in the universe is the first question we asked.
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah.
But, so I'm going to gear a lot of this talk tonight to those that are even considering this notion of religion. You need to know that the religion that is being spewed from churches, and I don't care what denomination, money they're speaking from. Excuse me. It's all the same, and none are more duped than those standing at the podiums and the pedestals, preaching something out of a book they know nothing of. The only thing they know is what they were taught by someone else who taught them. And the easiest way to see where you are in the scale of returning to your godhood is ask yourself, who do you answer to? Who's your master? Who's your boss? And who's theirs? And who's theirs? And who's theirs? And who's theirs? You see, the buck stops with me, right? I am my own master. Period.
For me, the way I look at it with religion, Kate, is that it's not even that hard to actually surmise, is that there's so much evil been done in the so-called name of religion.
Yeah.
It's insurmountable. You just can't take it in. It's so much horrible, cruel, evil stuff has been done in the name of Christianity, etc., etc. But how can anyone think it's good? How can anyone realize it's a man-made construction?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about the great things that religion has brought us. Okay, it's brought us wonderful things like the Inquisition, where countless, hundreds of thousands or millions were slaughtered. It brought us the burning at the stake of innocent beings. It brought us beautiful torture devices like the Algerian hook or the wedge. It brought in all manner of dungeons and torture and everything else, and of course, in order just to keep the people in line and believing in their loving God, of course, because this is what their loving God wants to be done here. The Lord thy God is a vengeful God. No shit, Sherlock. A nasty piece of shit. And this is the one. This is the one you want to go to in the KJV, King James Version of the Bible. If you're going to read it literally, you should probably know this too. And most Christians don't know this. That King James, the guy that brought you the King James Version of the Bible, he was as gay as they come. Oh, by the way, so was Michelangelo. Da Vinci. Any of these people ring a bell with you? Sistine Chapel paintings and stuff like that. The things you go, ooh and oh, well, it was painted by someone who was absolutely perfectly balanced gay. Yeah, isn't that funny, eh? Of course, I went over, there was a bit of hype that was sent to me yesterday. I don't think this being will ever bother sending me shit like that again, because if they do, I will make sure that the whole world knows their name. I'm gentle on the first pass. You do it again, I'll show the world. I'll make you world fucking famous. I promise. You got a message. I'm going to make sure the whole world knows it and sees right through you for the hateful, spiteful bastard that you are, and of course, an ignorant moron at the same time. That you would foment evil and wish ill upon your fellow man because you haven't got a clue what the Bible means, because you haven't got a clue what Judeo-Christian, as I said last night, Jewish Christian. Sorry, I got to do it. What? Fuck the Muslims? Is that what it's all about, guys? Oh, never mind. Why don't you just say screw us too? Let's just show or what do we call them? Every religion goes through my head here. Sorry, they just went. Right. Anyway, let's pick any religion. But the only ones that matter are Judeo-Christian. Are you kidding me? Could you not be any more divided and conquered than that?
Exactly. Just going to say that. So essentially, the whole religious thing, whatever one you want to look at, is the whole thing is so divide and conquer. It's so in your face and obvious when you get it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, divine, dead, divided, right? Divided, divi, right? Divine.
Yeah.
Dead. Listen, divine, dead, and conquered. With what is a cur? Right, you miserable cur. You've heard that before. That's low life. You're with low life. You're divine dead, and you're with the low lives. You're divide and conquered. Absolutely. And I don't care what what little symbol you have over top of your church, be it a crescent moon or a star. Well, let's call it the theft of the Merkaba. Wrong name, Star of David. Got nothing to do with David. Let's make it up as we go along, shall we? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And of course, the bloody cross. Nothing has brought more bloodshed to countries or lands around the world than the Red Cross, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but when you look at what's been done to the indigenous people as a whole, in every place, the indigenous people everywhere, in the so-called name of civilization and Christianity, it's just absolutely obscene what's been done to them over the centuries. It's just... Well,
exactly, and I don't even go as far as to separate the indigenous from the rest of us.
I know. Well, I know.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
See, that's another form of division too, and I do like to bring this out to people. At what point is I'm native to Ireland. They really fucked us over too. But you don't hear me crying the blues about it. That somehow I'm special, and I won't separate. anything from anything. So I don't put, Aborigines or natives or anybody over anybody. Cry me a river. If you got an issue with, well, here it is in a nutshell. You got an issue with what's going on in the white man world, then stop worshiping it. Stop using the money. Stop taking the checks. Stop thinking you're winning because you get a tax break. Stop celebrating May 24th weekend, on the reservation with fireworks. That's Queen Victoria. Ring a bell for you. So don't call your. You want to call yourself Native? Then get back to the land. Other than that, you're just white, like the rest of us. Sorry, I hate to put it there. That's the whole European mentality. That's the whole money thing that's been brought upon the curse that's been brought upon this planet. And I don't care what color you are, if you're using it, you're as bad as they are.
Yeah, true. True,
and
get you.
Again, now it's about changing the intent. You see, how do you stop an advancing army of angry taxpayers? Give them a tax break.
Yeah.
How do you stop an angry mob of native indigenous peoples? Throw them a government check. They've been doing that for centuries, man. Open a little chest up and look, a shiny thing. Oh, I'll go off and play with that, right? Yeah. They have you owned by your ego.
Yeah.
Look at your greed. Look at the shiny little trinkets and baubles that you got. Ooh, ha! So much for your priceless soul. Looks like it's worth $4.99 at Walmart. Anyway, I'm not one to pull any punches, and I'm not very gentle about it anymore. But
you're right. You're right. We've gone past the gentle stage, haven't we? Let's face it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I do my little thing every night. Just getting the intent out. It's about changing the intent. And here I love putting this one out on occasion. You say you love me. Okay. Well, of course I love you, and I love you so much that I stopped playing with the Whore of Babylon, period.
Yeah.
How much do you love me now? Right? I mean, I could call it hardcore. I really could. But I've been gentle. And it's about baby steps and what people are capable of doing, and I don't want to scare anybody into, reality. But there it is, guys. You can tell I spent a little bit of time with my summons of the day today. Here it is in a nutshell. How are people that are bitching, complaining about a system any different than the system itself? If you're bitching, complaining about a system that you're using, sorry, you got no argument.
Yeah.
You just don't. And the game here is change your intent. Now, when you change your intent where you're not feeding into the system, and I do know some people that are playing at my level. And I'm not saying I'm special. I'm just saying, the whore is dead. I'm sucking poison out of her tits for a lifetime. I'm done, right? Those saggy bags of empty poison are gone, all right? And here's all these Christians talking about Revelations and the mark of the beast. You won't be able to get food or anything and blah, blah, if you don't have the mark of the beast. Hey, stupid. You already have it. Shall I prove it to you? Try to survive in the Whore of Babylon, Consumeriaville, without your ID. Try getting something without that. Now tell me it's not the mark of the beast. It's been there the whole time. It was right in front of you. People just didn't see it. I did. Took me a while, and that's all I'm trying to get across. The mark, the code book, the Bible. I mean, when you really start to get a grip on it and start to see what it's saying instead of this fucking fairy tale nonsense that they've been selling with fucking suits on, then
the false belief of freedom. We're not free. So many people. Everyone thinks they're free, but we're not free. It's just a fallacy.
It is.
Exactly.
Well, those there are none more enslaved than those that think they're free.
Yeah.
That's why I look at Canada, North America in particular, and the UK, of course. You got people walking around thinking they're free, thinking they live in the greatest countries in the world, and these are the countries that are out slaughtering the most people. The new game with NATO it's not new, it's the original game. Let's go around the world and see how many brown people we can kill.
But it's not even as stark as the wars, Kate. I mean, for me, what got me last year, the Olympics that took place last year, apart from all all this talk about all the flipping stuff that was supposed to have happened during the Olympics with regards to conspiracy theories, etc., etc. Apart from all that, forget all that. The fact that all that money is spent, all these bloody Mercedes are brought in from Germany to ferry these VIPs, so-called VIPs around, etc., etc., all the security, everything that cost. How can we, as a people, allow something like that to happen, a spectacle like that to happen for a few weeks when there are people dying on this planet?
Well, I was going to say, each Mercedes only cost about 20 lives. Come on.
Exactly.
That's not expensive, especially if they're brown people.
Mm.
You know, I mean,
how can anyone think that's right? I just I don't get it.
Well, I put this out to everybody, you know, how can anyone, you know, that pays taxes, you're buying the bullets, right? You know, here's the thing. You can say, I only gave $5,000 in taxes for my income this year, so, you know, it doesn't matter. Every single NATO bullet that killed a child, a mother, a son, a husband, father, guess what you get? You get a piece of it. I'm going to show you how that works. You can go to the ocean side and take a thimble full of water out. And you think you didn't do anything, you really change it, but I guarantee you, because you did that, the level of the ocean dropped.
Mm.
By such an unnoticeable level, but it certainly dropped because you removed something from it. It has to. It's a fact. You know, you can take a thimble, and it'll take a little while, but you can certainly empty a bucket with it, so don't tell me that a thimble full of water does not make a difference. And that single penny that you pay towards taxes can be divided up into every 7.62 NATO murder round equally. It's a thimble. So here's how we change things. Let's see where the cowardly lions are. Let's see where the tin men and the straw men are. Right? And I love these people. Oh, I'm not, you know, how to fight council tax, how to get grand jury, and how to get all. Fucking shut up. Look at you, spinning out, trying to play their game by their rules. How's that worked for us so far?
Mm.
You know, I think we're kind of in the insane loop again. We need to stop doing that. We need to start thinking a little bit more outside the box. How about we just don't flow energy to it? You know, if you take the analogy of you've got a general leading an army, how far does the army go if the general gets taken out? And everyone's too busy worrying about trying to take out corporals and everything else, right?
Yeah.
With me, it's about taking the head of the dragon off, right?
Yeah.
Because when you take the head of the dragon off, the tail becomes powerless anyway. But everyone's chasing the tail, getting smacked around, and the dragon's up there laughing. And you still got it on, right? No. The way you take the head of the dragon off on this one is you start changing now. And the only thing I'm interested in, you guys can take your 3D realm all the way home. I don't give a shit about it. All right? I'm not interested in your meat sticks. What I'm interested in is your hearts. Because when we get our hearts aligned and we get behind the proper intent, that's how universes get created. That's how universes get changed. And it's only when we change our minds and change our hearts, get into that mindset of, I've had enough. I'm not going to do this anymore. And you can do this in baby steps. I mean, I can't smack this idea home any further. I really can't. And I say it every night. You know, granted, I do get these beautiful little victories every morning with people. They're coming in trickling, right? There's one here, one there. But there's the thing. It's like every rainfall of truth. You always know it's going to rain because there's one or two drops that lead the way. And then a few more drops come behind it. I'm just waiting for the downpour. I'm waiting for the cloud burst. So what we need to do, because this is what I did. I did it in a very extreme way. Probably not a way I would recommend for anybody. What I did is not for the weak of heart, weak of mind, I assure you. If I was asked to do it again, I would probably do it a little differently, but I would have all the same intents behind it. Regardless, everything I did for me was perfect because it gave me what I know right now. And I wouldn't change that for the world. Period. You know.
Mm.
But, you know, I'm not sure if the Mel V interview's up yet or not. I mentioned that last night. I did it yesterday morning with Mel, so I know she takes a day or two to edit the interviews, just clean them up and whatever. I was actually very polite.
Of course you are. You always are.
Well, when I'm getting interviewed, it's different. But when I'm running the platform, I bring out the Louisville Slugger. I'm going for home every swing. Right? Not that I don't do that in interviews. It's just it's just different. You'll notice. But,
so, okay, just to try and understand you more, are you saying it's not about each individual stepping outside the system and not paying this, that, the other? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that we should be doing this a different way and not using their system?
Well, no, we have to step outside of the system. I did it in a very extreme way. As soon as I found a fraud, I stopped. Mortgage was a fraud. Stopped paying.
Okay.
Knowing full well what was going on. Property tax is fraud. Went down to City Hall, said fraud, not paying. And these were the things I was doing. This is why I was deemed to be the threat I was, and that's why they came at me as hard as they did.
Okay, so this is still what each and everybody should be aspiring to then, is to standing back and saying, look, this is not right, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Oh, that's it. That's all you have to do. You just have to say no.
Yeah.
Who's your master?
Okay.
And of course, they got these morons sitting around in funny clown suits with guns and shit, and we're supposed to listen to them because somehow they know something. The only thing they know how to do is play fetch for their master. If you see a hockey team, say 11 or 12 dogs, there's always a lead husky, right? And check out the view that they have, right? Ooh. Especially if you lay down the pack, you got a whole bunch of assholes to look at, and that's all you're looking at, all right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the husky that looks like it's a lead dog, it's got a master, and that master is there's the wizard behind the curtain. Where's the master, in front of the dog? No, he's directing everything from behind on the sled.
Way back, yeah.
And who's benefiting from all the energy of the husky? The huskies are? No, they get. They get to sleep outside in the blizzard at night, while the real master gets to be in the cottage, in the where the nice warm fire is, and of course all the food and whatever. And the huskies just get thrown scraps of whatever. And that's effectively, there's an allegory for our system right there. A husky team, one master.
Yeah.
So who is your master? And these are the only questions that you really need to ask yourself. We can all be empowered in the morning when we get to decide, I'm going to get up and go tinkle and no one's going to stop me. And then of course that whole ideal is gone after that, right?
So it's like getting the huskies to realize they're being really dumb.
Yeah. Really, if eventually if the dogs get hungry enough, if the master is whipping them enough, they're going to stop performing. You see, and this is why you can take all the fear porn you want about, the economy's bad, system's going to collapse, and blah 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 blah. That's exactly what they don't want, because it makes all of their spiritual skin paper powerless. So again, when the mainstream or meat stick media is putting forth an idea, all they're doing is illustrating the fear of their masters. Yeah. Yeah. And they're trying to instill that fear.
Meat stick media, I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's another Kateism. Fear porn, meat stick media. Oh, I got a few. Apparently some of these are catching on too. It's kind of neat. So I hear stuff coming back. It's like, huh. And that's another way of checking to see if it's getting out or not too, right? So, come up with these these silly little Kateisms, right? But whatever. They get the point across, and that's all I'm trying to do. You get it across a little tongue-in-cheek. Stop taking yourself so seriously. It's not that scary. But if you start looking at the meat stick media for what it is, it's putting forth the allegory of fear of their masters. And they're trying to transplant that, supplant it to you, and make your fear greater than theirs. Because these are the only frequencies these entities know. Fear, hate, loathing, lust, greed, pain. They have no idea about joy, bliss, love, peace, truth, honor. When we get into those frequencies, they can't touch you. They can't touch you. Here's a question. I've been a serious threat to the system for a long time. You see, because there was a really cool cat that that I like to refer back to for the lessons, not for the religio-cosa aspects. And this is what I love about most Christians. They apparently think that Jesus Christ is a fucking liar. Well, obviously, they don't listen to him. You know? Did you even bother to read the book? That was my favorite thing anytime I confronted born-agains. Oh, they were my favorite. Bunch of fucking sold-on idiots. Anyway. Hey, I was there once, right? So I get mindset. I just broke the program very quickly because I've spent a lifetime looking, right? But, I actually took the time to read the book. Of course, when I read it literally. A lot of things jumped out at me. And it's funny, Bill Donahue mentions a lot of these things, wait a minute. Donkey turns around and says, hey, why, you hit me to its master? Yeah, that happens every day. I've seen that on CNN. I'm sure at least never. Apparently someone can get eaten. And these are, again, they're all allegories. They're all analogies, right? Apparently someone can get eaten by a, giant fish of sorts. Jonah and the whale. By the way, whales don't eat fucking humans, okay? Even a great white can't take a human complete, okay? But anyway, apparently this really, really big fish ate Jonah, and he spent 3 days in the belly of the fish, only to get puked out. I'm not sure. I don't think they had. I think Jacques Cousteau was the one that invented scuba gear. I don't think they had scuba gear back then, where someone, and I got to tell you, I'm a scuba diver, okay? I'm a rescue diver. I know how to make a tank last, but I'll tell you, even at 30, 40 feet, I can at most get an hour and a half out of a tank, a full tank. So got some serious, ability to hold breath there, Jonah. And by the way, when you get spit out, you didn't even have to go to the dry cleaners. That's pretty amazing, sorry, And then, of course, someone telling me about, I've decoded the book of Daniel. No, you haven't. You've read it literally, you moron. You're still going to church, dipshit. You want to understand Daniel, give Bill Donahue a call. He'll sort you out. He'll sort your little red wagon out. Probably change the wheels for you, too, because they're all flat on yours. But
Yeah.
So for anyone that's even considering looking at what has been the biggest cause of pain and horror and suffering throughout this planet, it's like I said, you want a good war? Well, pick a religion. Okay? Now, I was watching a Bill vid the other day. That's what I call him, Bill vids. Bill Donahue. And, where was it going there? Forgot what I was going to bring up there. But it'll come back, of course, about religio-cosa stuff. Getting back to this cool cat, that, quite frankly, I thought, allegory or otherwise, real or fictional, doesn't matter to me. It's the message that counts. And when you really start to see what was being said versus what is being preached of being said, and diametrically opposed, right? You really start to see the truth, And I think the most frustrating thing with me is how well they've pulled this ruse off, and they've got people flocking to their buildings like fools, and they're feeding this energy going off to create their own destruction. We're dealing with the child of a lesser god here, okay? This god of the Bible, this vengeful piece of shit that likes to murder his kid, destroy entire nations because he's got some chosen people. Really, where's the unconditional love and I love your brother more than brother? That kind of shit. Like, come on, that's kindergarten stuff. You knew better than that in kindergarten. You don't do that. You don't have, and look at the whole thing of what they've done in this program, especially with Judaism, of the chosen ones and versus the goy, right? And then you go into the Talmud and that poisonous piece of shit, just a nasty piece of work, basically saying that if you're not one of them, you're scum, right? Where's the unconditional love there? And you're worshiping a god that promotes this. Well, I'll tell you what, you can take your god, wrap it up in a piece of toilet paper and wipe your own ass with it, because I ain't buying it. I ain't by any of it. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, just to keep it very much more simplistic than you, because I can't do the way you do it. I've been attacking lately on my show. There's been a program on the TV lately. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I was watching something on the BBC called The Village, and it was a drama that's been on. And it's been based on a small village during World War I and what's happened in that village during that time. And there was basically a school teacher that didn't want to go to war because he was a conscientious objector, didn't want to go, didn't want to kill other people, but he was forced to go in the end, otherwise he would have shot. So he could go, and he comes back, and the one teacher that couldn't go because he's a short little runt that was too small to go, and he held that against everyone forever, showed up this poor teacher who had shell shock, extreme. This is a drama, but I'm sure this has happened in real life. Showed up this poor guy to the extreme in front of the children because he basically had an attack of shell shock during a lesson, and because he was jealous because this guy did go to war. Even though if he had gone to war, he would have realised what a load of crap it is and how it should never have happened anyway. It's just the way people turn against each other.
Yep.
It's the same thing, like, for example, for when a man's daughter would get pregnant and she, from no fault of her own really, she gets pregnant and they get ostracised and chucked out and thrown away. It's the way humanity turns against each other that really pains me, that we are led because of stigma, because what we're so-called led to believe is good or bad. These people do such terrible things even to their own family community members in the name of so-called good, and ignorance is just unbelievable what they can do to each other.
I couldn't agree more, and and there you have it, right? You don't want to go fight the bankers' wars; they're going to shoot you anyway.
Exactly.
It's the thing I was trying to remember was regards to the character, the cool cat called Jesus, right? It wasn't that he came in the literal sense came to start a new religion. No. This is what Bill had demonstrated so clearly. If this guy had wanted to start a new religion, that would have been fine because it would have come under the fold of the existing religion. What he did was he said, "No, you're all full of shit. No, you're taking the real teachings and warping them. And again, I go back to the original contract that got us screwed over in the first place. Here we are, the unknowing, the childlike 12-year-old little girls, basically. And we got sold a bill of goods and said, here, take up the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Again, that's just an allegory. And here we are. Take a bite of the duality apple. And here we are, right? And I get the visual of the witch and the apple with Snow White. And of course, what happened to Snow White? Well, Snow White fell asleep. And the only thing that could wake her was the love of a divine masculine, reuniting the divine feminine and divine masculine. What we're seeing right now, there's another great movie if you want to watch for allegory, if you can see it. Stop being entertained. Start looking at it for the bigger meaning of what is being shown there, because in the rules of universal law, the all-knowing must tell you everything.
Yes, spot on, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you don't believe that, know that.
This is why, I keep talking about films, movies in my show, and sometimes I feel a bit stupid doing it, because it's not like I'm promoting movies, I'm trying to say, look at what it's really trying to tell you.
Agreed. But people get so caught up in what do you call it, the entertainment value of it. And that's the part that frustrates me the most. And just checking in the room here. Now, I think you're talking about music. All good, guys. That's what I mean. This is the joy of doing this. Oh yeah. Where was I going to go there? Yeah, when you look for the deeper meanings and things, stop looking at, like, here's something that people can do just to trigger themselves, right?
Yeah.
At some point, at any point throughout any movie or whatever that you're watching, there's going to be something said that's going to trigger you. There's going to be something that has meaning and always has had meaning in your life. A word of, like, for me, words like pioneer. These are things that resonate with me. of things that I've traveled through and seen in my clue board, which is this holograph. And as soon as that triggers, I go looking even deeper because there's something attached to it that I need to get the clue of. And then I put it to the ethereal. What I find happens most with people is they keep it stuck in the physical. They think that, the only way they can be cause and effect is through physical means. It's like, building a birdhouse. You can build the birdhouse and see the net results of it in the physical because that's very real to you. Me, I build birdhouses in the ethereal. And I know the seeds that I plant. I got to tell everybody. I think someone asked me last night. I think Patty Woods asked me last night. How did I click on these things? And my answer was as honest as the day is long. I said, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things just hit, and exactly. Then I had to literally relearn to trust myself, because this whole game, this whole system, has us in such a state of disarray where we cannot even trust our own judgment, trust our own intuitions, It's got us with groupthink. Borg, this is cyborg, spirit machine, right? That if you say something that goes outside of what is deemed, quote, normal, unquote, it's not a very comfortable feeling. And what I've learned to do is get comfortable with those uncomfortable feelings. I go looking for them. What makes me feel uncomfortable? Okay, well, I got to see why I'm uncomfortable about that. And then I go and dismantle it. And lo and behold, I always find this little gem. It's like a video game, It's, there's another little treasure chest. Open. Oh yes, another pearl of wisdom. Thank you. I'll put that in my purse. And that's how I treat life. So
it's in its essence. It's almost saying like the only way you can actually learn anything is to go outside your comfort zone. Yeah,
and you got to trust yourself. This is the most fundamental thing for me. And we've been taught to doubt ourselves so much. I mean, it starts especially in school when the first test you write, and you're being forced to trust in someone else's knowledge, and you don't want to get any of them wrong. And when you do, that creates there's the beginning of that doubt that you're not perfect, that somehow someone else's ideas were senior to yours, and because you didn't get it right, you're wrong. So this is a very deep program. That's why the Savior program, call it churchianity, call it COINTELPRO ops like opt, and I still there's still room I'm in that they're still spewing crap about opt, and guys, wake the fuck up, would you please? I've already dispelled that garbage. I've shown you what it is. Move on, but who knows? Ninja's wanting to jump in here, so got to bring Ninja in. Oh, by the way, guys, feel free. It is Friday night rant night. Oh, I did hit it. Try that again. Friday night rant night with Kate, because Santo's traveling. He's actually leaving tomorrow, apparently. That's what I just heard from Steve, so he's got another night in Ecuador. Or wherever the flight's going out of. Right. There you are, Ninja. And just want to let everyone know, if you want to get in the call, just hit 1 on your keypad. Or if you're on Skype, just open up your dial pad, hit the plus sign, scroll up, the little bar opens up, plus sign, it says open dial pad. Hit 1 on that, and I'll know you want in. Anyway, Ninja.
Yeah, hi Kate, hi Lisa.
Hey.
Hi Ninja.
Yeah, I decided to jump in when Lisa mentioned about people stepping outside of their comfort zones to reach a certain place going forward. And actually, it doesn't feel like that for me at all. It feels like this is my comfort zone, and the uncomfortable part was until I reached it. So I bit the other way around, really. Is that in the mirror? Yeah, okay, but...
No, it works both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like my comfort zone, boy, was that tough to get into. But I totally get what you're saying, and it does. It works both ways. So, some people are a lot more comfortable, and I will say that taking on truth or exposing corruption, whatever. I'm not uncomfortable with that at all. What I am uncomfortable with is dealing with morons that are blind, that don't get it. That's the only discomfort I get, and it's come in the form of guns getting pointed at me and kidnappings and shit like that. That's a little uncomfortable, but I'm very comfortable standing in their face and telling them where to fucking go. Oh,
yeah,
very
definitely.
comfortable with that.
Mm. I just had a flashback over my life when I heard Lisa say that, and I wondered which part of my life was I comfortable in, and I don't think I ever was until recently, and very, very recently I've been extremely comfortable. So it's definitely the other way around for me. But I understand what you mean, Lisa. I'm not saying I don't, but yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I've known you for a few months now, and one of the things that I've noticed, and especially with a lot of people, more so with yourself and a few that are relatively close, you got into a comfort zone a lot easier than most, and your certainty of who and what you are. I don't even have words for this right now. I'll try to figure it out and say it, but I think in short it's like this: when you finally decide that you've had enough of the nonsense and you step over that line, you've had enough. Now you're comfortable. I'm comfortable with whatever comes at me. I like I said, I still have my little trials and tribulations and whatever, and it's coming to terms with a few things, and that's okay. I know what they are. The hard part is knowing what they are, But do you guys mind if I toss the song on?
Go ahead. Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I figured we're 45 minutes here. I'd like to get at least one in tonight, and There we go. Sorry, as I scrolled over to mute myself, it actually muted, and I didn't mean to. That's the problem.
Went.
Yeah, no, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. It happens. Anyway, so I'll throw Field of Broken Dreams on, and that's I hate that little finger pad thingy. It doesn't want to click when you hit it, and it clicks when you don't want it to, so it's like, whatever. All right, so I'm going to throw on Field of Broken Dreams here, and we'll be right back.
Cool.
I've never seen before my eyes this dream. I've never known what makes this child to see. Like tears from a mountain pouring gently to the sea, a curiosity. Will you dare to touch my soul? Is love so frail that we can't hope to be more than we are, more than our hearts can see? And if for any reason on this field of broken dreams we stand to lose it all, then for you, yes, I do it willingly. If this is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain, for lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases her rain. We'll stand here firm, 'cause we are an island protected by love on this field of broken dreams. It's never clear this path of destiny. That's why we're here, to find our need to be. Elusive as a rainbow, we can try to steal her gold, but she'll give it willingly. Will you dare to ask her though? We'll find a way, we must believe in us. There'll come a day, we'll soar, and when it does, the sky will have no boundaries. I will challenge every sea. I will never lose this dream. 'Cause for you, yes, I do it willingly. If this is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain, lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases her rain. We'll stand here firm, 'cause we are an island protected by love, on this field of broken dreams. On this field of broken dreams.
Okay, there we go. A little bit of tunage for you all. Kind of mellow it down a bit.
Love that one, Kate. Love that one. That's my favourite, along with Rescue. I love those two.
Yeah, I found a few more on my big computer. I fired it up the other night, and yeah, I've got I actually got a bunch in there. So I'm gonna see about getting them transferred onto this, so I can get them uploaded. And throw a few new ones in there. Well, for you guys, they're new. Old friends of mine. Let you say hi. But yeah. So I actually had a chat with Ninja earlier today, and wasn't too sure which direction I was going to go. And that's the thing. I never know what I'm going to talk about. I don't like planning anything. I just kind of. No, I don't.
I didn't even know I was going to be on.
Neither did I. See how that works? Hi, special guest Ninja and Lisa tonight. There we go. But yeah, again, I like dealing the moment and seeing what comes up. And there is a few things I do want to cover. I should probably get word out. Okay, if you send me an email. I'm going to be real blunt about it. Looking for specific files or whatever. All I'm going to, here's the onus, guys. You want to get anything from me in real time, you got to get on Skype. That's the bottom line. I don't have time to answer Facebook messages for scenarios that come in. You have issue with this, that, and the other. Okay, here's the onus. I'm putting it on you. Get a hold of me on Skype, because I cannot waste time. And I will not waste time one-on-one dealing with something that is already solved. It's not my problem for you to wake up. What I will do, get on Skype, I'll share what I have, and I can spend a little time with people. Not a problem there. Just this is a little bit of hand-holding, absolutely, because I know it's a scary game when you start to wake up to it. But I just like that guy in the book, JC, yeah, I'm not your fucking savior. You are. And I'm going to put it that blunt. It's that simple, okay? His intention wasn't about being a savior. That was the last thing he wanted. And he certainly didn't want any religions. He was trying to destroy the nonsense that was going on, okay? So I'm with him. I think that was a pretty cool stance to take, all right? You're your own savior. Definitely, we do this together. But we don't do it for each other. We do it with each other. The for each other is savior, trespass, free will land. I don't live there, not anymore. And I will definitely be there shoulder to shoulder. But there's a little thing called responsibility for every choice you've ever made in your life, and it's a very easy answer. It's just not very easy to do. And it's called coming to terms with your bullshit, facing your shadow, looking at the things that you need to say, well, I wouldn't do that again, or I would do that again. You know, that's it. You got a problem with the system, well, it's easy to solve. Stop playing. But my trinkets and my baubles and shut up. It's that simple. You want to play in the system, then, you know, sorry, Caesar's got you by the short and curlies. And Caesar enjoys tugging really hard until you wake up and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. And all it takes is for us to simply walk away. Right? That's love thine enemies. Love thine no vengeance. You know, so you can go around and think you can set this up and set that up, all based on the same tenets and beliefs and ideas that have been trapping us in this place for eons, which obviously, if you look back through the track record, hasn't worked so far. Might want to change tack. You know, steer your boat, your ship in a different direction. Because I tell you, if it didn't work doing it that way, and if you keep trying to do it that way, you're nuts. You need to get your ass into an asylum somewhere. Seriously, you know, what do they call that? When you go commit yourself. Right.
Well said, Kate. Well said. Yeah, totally agree.
You know, I can't. And you know, you want to get a whole. I put my stuff out there, right? If for some reason you can't download documents on kateofgaia.wordpress.com, there's something wrong on your end, because I can. Everybody that I know can. So, you know, sorry, as much as I want to hand deliver things to people, I don't have time to hand deliver to 7 billion. Savvy? That's why I have these things. Thank you, Ninja. Ninja set it up. Took a hell of a load off me to clear it up. And of course, as soon as that's up, I get emails and texts, well, yeah, well. Ain't my problem. Figure it out. It's there. Nothing to do with the site. Nothing at all. It's something to do with your end. Okay? So, is it not enough that I wrote the fucking documents that you want me to, you know, butter them for you? Would you like me to tuck you in tonight? Right? And that's basically what I'm trying to get you out of. Okay? You've been programmed into a nanny state. Yeah. And just because I'm there doesn't make me your personal fucking servant. There are a few people around that consider that of me. You know, I just grin and bear it. But I'll tell you, it's a really, really simple thing. Make the effort. I did. I have put out millions of words, thousands of documents. And you want more? Think you better break that nanny state program you got running. You know, that Savior program, you're still stuck in it. You kind of need to work your way around that.
The one that's got us in the mess we're in already, yeah?
Yeah. The one that has you looking up to a Savior. Sorry, I ain't it. JC wasn't it, and I sure as fuck ain't yet. Sorry. No. No, I just took the bit of advice, don't worship me, be me. Okay, I can do that, JC. I'm on that one. That's good. What do you mean? God is light, you're God? Okay. Woo! Now, for all you Christian morons out there that didn't actually pay attention to that the same guy that you're actually calling a liar by worshiping him said that you can do greater things than I. Imagine that. There's the, quote, Son of God, unquote, for you. Please. Oh, here's a tissue, honey. Your nose is running. All right? If you feel like I'm belittling you, I'm not. I'm just mirroring your bullshit. Because I wouldn't ask it of anyone. I took the steps. I made the effort. That's all it takes. Get up off your lazy ass and do something. If you can't handle the heat, don't start the fire. That's a Kateism. Right? Here's another one. Pick a fight, expect a fight. That's how it works. Right? play the system, be the system. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. I love these. And this goes back to the free man days. Oh my God, what a bunch of gimmies. But anyway, free man and sovereign land, right? Here we go. I don't have a contract with you. I do not wish to contract with you, officer. As you hand them over some piece of identification. Oh yeah, I love this one.
Okay, you're making me laugh. Stop it.
I know. So I got this other guy in a video I watched. The truth about your birth certificate. Actually, it was pretty good. It only missed about 80%. You got a little bit of truth in there, but I've got my live statement of birth, which is what all documents are based on. And this was yeah, but you still don't get it because you're stuck in religio-cosis land, brother. You're still worshiping the big phallus in Egypt that they moved to Rome. You're still worshiping Ra. You're still worshiping thoughts and the rest of the wankers that got us in this mess that said, hey, here, little girl, here's a piece of candy. Gobble, gobble. Oh, shit. Yeah. There's your God for you. Say a great big hello to Baal and Marduk and Moloch for me, will ya? As you spin out doing another few thousand rounds here. Sorry, I'm done. Oh, hey, here we got area code 440. I've inspired somebody.
Yeah, okay. You did it.
And you
did all that while you were wearing...
Sorry, do you guys want to hear a joke? I heard you guys laughing. Do you want to hear a joke? This is Billy. From Cleveland,
I know the number, Billy. How are you, brother?
Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. I'm not bad. I'm just on my 5-minute break. I work in the mall. It's pretty lame. But I'm on my 5-minute break.
Oh, you work in the sickness, the mall?
I work for a film union. I'm waiting to get called. I work as a grip, so I just got in the union. I moved back to Cleveland, so I got called for Captain America, but they took somebody from Pittsburgh. So I got kind of the raw end of the stick, but I just got in the union. So, but I'm working in I was in a coma, so I had to find another job. So I'm working in the food court, and it's just piranhas. It's like electronic.
That's all good, my friend. So what's your joke?
So Jehovah's Witness shows up at my house at 6 in the morning on a Sunday, and,
they're late.
I'm like, yeah, they're late. I'm like, what? Good Lord, what's going on? I haven't even had my coffee yet. I've been up for 2 days straight. What's going on? He's like, I don't know. I've never got this far.
I love the question. Have you found Jesus? Fuck, I didn't know he was lost.
You're going to wipe my ass for me?
Exactly, But, always good to hear from Billy. Now, I know you're out doing your thing, and you do your little bit here and there and getting word out. And that's all it takes. You're a great example of what I talk about, And there are things that, that we need to do in order to survive. Like I've said before, not everyone has to get to the extreme that I'm at right now. This is my puzzle piece, okay? What you got to do, though, is start taking a walk towards it. Because my intent will not get powered up until you do. And if you like the intent of changing this place into something glorious and beautiful that is, no more wars and kiddie rapes and shit like that, that's kind of my intent. And if you can kind of feel that flow, then just start taking that baby step walk towards it. Making an effort on more than one computer to download files. I could get real hot and heavy tonight, but I am biting my proverbial tongue just with some of the stuff that came in. Sorry, the bottom line is this: you want the answers? They're right there on cateofgaia.wordpress.com. And it's not my fault that you can't see them. It's that simple.
Exactly.
I'm doing my damnedest here to make it simple. And like I said, this document I'm working on right now, Summons to the Dead, it will be, for me, my last send out, at which point I'm just going to have some fun making some idiots world famous. That's my goal. I think
I'll tell you guys, it's good to go. It's good to have goals. So.
Mm-hmm. So what else on your mind?
So a shaman gave me a ride to work today. Syncretism is, I talked to probably like, I don't know how many people, 40 or 50 people on the route to work and in the food court, the Awakened ones. But I was meditating and I saw a light being, and he was biking through the mall. And I found it funny because he was having fun and I don't know. It was like maybe it was another universe. In that universe, I know there's
No, hey, listen, all dimensions.
Infinite amount, but
yeah, all dimensions exist now.
Exactly.
It's what we can't see that we doubt. What we need to start doing is start looking for the things we cannot see, because that's where they're going to hide everything. They'll put it right in your face every single time. And I like using the analogy of looking out into the night sky. Just because you can't see infrared and X-ray and gamma, ultraviolet, all these different light frequencies, just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. We got the tools; they're there. It's an entirely different galaxy when you look through those tools, and it's actually a lot more poisoned in this realm than I care to think. But that's okay. We found the jugular, and I'm taking a chainsaw to it. And
so I just. Oh, sorry to interject.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like a minute or two, but I'm close to igniting my third eye. I mean, it could happen tomorrow when I meditate, or it could happen, I don't know, 6 months or a year from now, or longer. But what's? I mean, I see spectrums off of light and beings, light beings. But what's the extra step to kind of get there? Or what's one thing you can do to raise that, like and ascension?
Okay, well, that for me is New Age speak. What you need to be doing is start. Are you doing urine therapy at all?
What is that?
Urine therapy?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. You want to crack that puppy wide open. You better start drinking your golden elixir. The hair of the dog that bit you.
I've done the MMS and the full body cleanse, but and the biochemical cell salts, but this is something different.
The biosalts? Yeah, well, no, this is you. This is your own. This is the hair of the dog that bit you. Stop pissing your life away. Literally, that's the Philosopher's Stone. You create the Philosopher's Stone every single day. You generate T cells, stem cells, every manner of nutrient that your body needs. And where does it go? You put it in the toilet, usually. Funny that,
How do you stop that?
Oh, well, you put a cup there. You put a cup in the way, and then you ingest it. And the better you eat, the better it tastes. It turns into a Chablis. It's actually quite nice. Wow. I tell you, you better give up the death eating.
Yeah, I don't. I stopped eating meat in July, so I got the full body cleanse in I think June. So.
Right on.
Back then, that's when I stopped drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes.
Oh, again, it's and that's something else too. Once you get into a frame of mind, it doesn't matter what you do because you transmute, and that's the thing. This is where they've got us into such a disarray of complete self-doubt. And I've used the example. I mean, there are people, you smoking as one. There are people that have lived well past 100, smoke every day of their life, well, mostly every day of their lives, and they were perfectly healthy. And then you have other people that never touch a cigarette, die in their 30s from lung cancer. What's that all about? Well, I'll tell you, it's mind over matter is what it's about. And I don't speak of ascends, shun, because ascends is the God spirit, essence. Essence, you might know the Gnostics, ascends. So why would you shun that? Again, it's all these words that have been used in the New Age selling feature are actually words that when people use them have the reverse effect. That's why for me it was critical to crack the codes of that and to mirror everything. And but speak freely. What I like to do is reinforce that, because the more people that get it, the more powerful that intent is. And listen, this whole game is getting dismantled. I don't care how many moments of now it takes to do it. I'm in for the long haul, to the last breath. That's it. Sorry, I don't expect others to do that, but I know I'm committed to it. I don't see any other. For me here. There is no other purpose. This is just a fucking meat stick wasteland. That's all I can see. Until we get people actually, co-creating properly. The DNA that is the program for the bodies, whatever, is actually designed to be infinite. Mind you, I have my own issues with that. But also at the same time, once you regain your God essence, you can play with your own DNA and you can be whatever you want. One day, I'm an eagle today. Off you go. I'm an interplanetary space orb. Away you go. Create universes. That's the power that we have that has been turned off. Time to turn it back on. And the quickest way, my friend, I know you got to get back to work, but the quickest way to do that is get on your Wii.
What's that?
Get on your own. Yeah, get on your Wii.
Gotcha. Sorry to interject.
Go ahead.
What was the book you said too? I'm a writer, and I'd like to kind of rearrange my writing. It's straight from the source, but how do you look up what like the etymology of? I've studied it, but I don't have a huge knowledge.
Oh no, there's a great site online, Etimy Online, ETY. Is it ETYM? Or sorry, ETIMY Online, I believe it is. But anyway, just if you just put in etymology into a search engine, don't worry, it'll come up. It's a great site. I'll post it on my Facebook again for people. And again, don't just look at one part of it. Follow the trail. You'd be amazed at what you find. Just because you find one root doesn't mean to say, I'm sorry, every tree I look at I know has hundreds of roots. I follow them all. Excuse me. So, but it's again. We have all the answers within ourselves. Literally.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I don't know what else to offer you, my friend, but that is the Philosopher's Stone of Philosopher's Stones. You might as well drink your own power instead of wasting it. And I say that to everybody.
So do you guys take the? Sorry to interject. Do you guys take the like MMS or what type of water do you guys drink?
Oh, just filtered water here. It's distilled, and for drinking water. And my liquid of choice is tea. I'm a tea drinker. About transmuting, and I would be classified vegan, except for the occasion that I do like a little piece of cheese now and then. But other than that, I don't eat anything living, like eggs or any of that stuff. Nothing like that. Fish, nothing. It's got a face or potential to have one. Sorry.
Exactly.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No, Billy, that's fine. I just want to, before you go, I want to say something for you and for everybody else. This issue comes up a lot, I see and hear, and I get a lot of questions as well about, cleansing the body first and eating right and drinking right before you do urine therapy. You don't. That's a bonus if you're doing those things right. But I would say to anybody listening who isn't sure, do not wait a moment until you think you're ready. Just do it, because there's no need to wait. It doesn't matter what you're eating, drinking, what else you're ingesting. It doesn't matter. Just start with it. If it's something you want to do, then just do it.
Yeah, the only reason I suggest about the death eating and whatever is people can get turned off very, very quickly if it's foul tasting.
Well, the thing is, I hear you. I understand. Yeah.
The only reason.
But it isn't necessarily foul tasting when you're still eating meat. And
agreed.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Agreed. Yeah. Again, I just this is me trying to be the gentler coming in. I totally agree with you, and absolutely, just do it. Whether you're eating meat or not, I don't give a shit. But do it. Just understand that it gets better and better and better and better. Once you start recycling yourself, one, you're putting the stem cells back in, and they will be used. Any food you do eat is digested more thoroughly. You're cleaning out your intestines. You're healing them. Your kidneys are your Libra balance, right?
I have to get going, but you guys have helped me out tenfold. So, thank you.
Oh, no worries, my friend. Always a pleasure talking with you, and I know you're out there doing, so thank you for that.
Thanks, guys.
I know you're out there taking the baby steps, and that's all we got to do, so thank you.
Likewise.
See, that's how we do it together.
Right.
Really simple.
Exactly.
But again, it's the little things that we can do, and I do agree wholeheartedly with Ninja. Regardless of what you are eating, get on it. I've already had enough people come back that Zoe was great the other night. She said, "No, I thought Kate was loopers," and she said, "Yeah, she started it, and she's back to bang on." You want to get yourself into an elevated state of being very quickly. Something else too, Patty had posted the other day, something I always knew to be real and factual, and why I look at Tesla as being not only what people would deem to be a savior of humanity, also a destroyer of humanity at the same time. Good and evil, remember? This whole 60 cycle or 60 hertz cycle electrical grid we're in actually really, to a very large degree, degrades your pineal in its ability to release melatonin at night. So if you're wondering why you're not dreaming as much as you used to, well, you might want to consider the grid that is in the walls around you. And being a contractor, I know what those walls look like without the drywall on it, and it is a nasty grid. But there are places in your home that, thankfully, bedrooms aren't quite as interlaced with this stuff, but with the advent of computers and more technologies, of course, code has went up to having more outlets in every room, just to make sure that there's that grid in there. But I tell you, the only way to really solve that is to get yourself a Faraday cage. That's it. Or get out, and you'll probably find that if you go out camping, if you're out in the wilderness, I like to be outside. I don't like to be inside. I always think better when I'm outside because I'm outside of that grid. But even still, we have the wires running past. But all you need to be is aware of it. Once you're aware of it, that's when things can change.
Kate, can I just ask you a question?
You just did.
Apparently, we have the 50 hertz cycle here in the UK. I'm assuming that probably degrades your pineal gland too.
Well, again, it's what's happening is you've got.
I have to sign off, but you guys have a good night. Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay, Billy. Awesome. You all have fun at work, and we'll catch up with you soon, my friend.
Thanks.
All right. Be good.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
See you.
All right. Lisa, again?
Yeah, sorry, apparently we have 50 hertz cycle here in the UK. I'm assuming that's probably going to degrade the pineal as well, yeah?
Oh yeah, again, it's what it is. It's what people don't understand. When you've got electricity running through walls, it's also creating a magnetic field on the outside, and it has been shown actually that you can get power from the magnetic field where you don't need to use electricity at all. All it needs to be is the electricity in the wire, and then you feed off the electric or the magnetic field it creates, and you'll never use any. That's part of the Tesla field theory. And there have been people that have done it, where they just feed, they've got the power line coming to the house, it's cut short, and all they do is run a wire alongside it to pick up on the magnetic fields, and they power their houses up. So, I mean, but again, that's an artificial, right? And that's a technology, and it's a crutch.
Yeah.
That's all. But to be aware of it is for me is the most important. If you're aware of it and you go, no, it's not affecting me anymore. Look what you just did. You just reprogrammed your DNA. You see, that's what people forget. You have the power to instantly program your DNA.
Exactly. So I know I've heard you say this a lot. So very much it is mind over matter in controlling ourselves as to what affects us. Yeah. Absolutely.
One Bill vid. Actually, I was watching it today. It was talking about a study at Brown's University with a monkey was able to move a cursor. They put a fingernail-sized implant into this monkey's brain. It was able to move a cursor on a screen. But just by thinking about it. But here's the thing. That doesn't prove to me that it's the mind over matter. What would prove it to me was if they didn't bother with the implant, the monkey could move the cursor anyway, right? So again, I really step away from the artificial because we have been so conditioned to be at effect to those things that we create instead of being cause over them. So I'm just trying to get that mirror turned back where people understand that they are the ultimate power in the universe.
So, Kate, this is where I've struggled in the past, to be quite honest, in that some of the things that we try and expose on the programs that we do, I mean, I'm talking about Critical Mass Radio and things that some of the hosts do. If we're actually telling people about these so-called currents can be damaging, etc., whereas they wouldn't know beforehand, would they be better off not knowing so they wouldn't think it would be dangerous? Oh, as regards to mind over matter.
Well, again, that's I'll go back to the train analogy. If you're standing on the railway tracks, would you be better off if I told you a train was coming or not? It's how we deliver the message, right?
Okay, yeah.
We can deliver it in a fear-porn state by going, "Oh, it's destroying your pineal, blah blah," and all you're doing is reinforcing it. Then you turn it around and say, "Okay, listen, this grid is detrimental to your pineal gland, but the good news is, because I just made you aware of it, it's now in your awareness, and all you have to do is not worry about it and say, oh, it's not going to affect me." And that's how we turn it over. Because, again, every truth is only a half-truth. So when they come out and say, 60 cycle hertz is dangerous for your pineal, that's only half-truth.
Okay, and my view is that the reason that we have to bring out these facts about what is the truth in the world, the real world, is because we will never be able to get to a better world until we get people to realise that we do need to change, because those that don't actually realise that we're in a bad world will never change unless they know it, yeah? Yeah, it's the contrasting. But what you'll find happens most times, especially with a lot of these supposed truther channels, the InfoWars and whatever radio shows, that focus only on the problem, and of course it's about fighting back. You are the resistance to fear porn, right? That's the kind of shit, right? Now, what happens with that is they plant the seed. It's truth, absolutely, it's truth, but it's a seed of destruction. And I go back to Genesis. In the beginning, God created light and saw that it was good. See. What's happening is the implant, the hypnotic implant, is put into place. So when you're reinforcing it, it's sort of like when I run and I talked about this, I think, on the first or second show with you guys. And I of course, when I was on with Janice Barcelo, I had a field day with it, but of course that didn't get recorded anyway. But when you start listening to it for what it is, what is it reinforcing? Is it reinforcing a solution, or is it focused and only reinforcing what the problem is? Right? For me, true truth radio is exposing what is going on and giving the equal and opposite answer to it. Yeah. These RFID chips. All the fear porn around that, right? It doesn't matter. It's like, once you take control of your own electrical grid within you, that shit doesn't mean anything anyway. Why are some people getting Morgellons because of the chemtrails, and others like me are laughing at it, going, boy, look at that. I just look at it and laugh. The nanobots that are in it, very real things. However, mind over matter. It's like, these things get into the neurons of the brain and reroute, basically turning people into cyborgs if they're not aware of it. But it's as easy as
choosing to not be a part of it, to turn it off.
Well, I think in essence, and I mean, another big proof of this is that we know for a fact that people that get stressed out with whatever thing it is they get stressed out with, and even when it's people that have lost a partner, when they've lost their other half, they suddenly go downhill quickly. That just, to me, proves Mind Over Matter really, really strongly.
Well, that's all there is. I mean, how do you think this got here? This is our creation, but it is in the image of another God. This is not our image, and God made man after our likeness, after our image. Excuse me? I'll create my own, thanks.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. And I mean, the things that I speak of on a nightly basis are very, very difficult for people to accept at first pass. So that's why I keep repeating it. And I do have to. It's a little over 5 minutes before we roll into the recording, so I just want to let people know if you want to continue listening. Skype in now, refresh the page, hit your Skype button, and that'll bring you onto the board. Or you can call in, of course, landline, area code 661-467-2401. And I just want to do my nightly shout-out and thank you to criticalmassradio.co.uk, Paul and Lisa and the crew, all the hosts at Critical Mass Radio for having this platform available to all of us where we can sit around the table and just discuss our thoughts and feelings and how we are making this world and this universe a better place to be just by thinking about it. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. You've been led down the road to doubt. I'm just trying to take that away from you now. You've had enough of the soother. I'm pulling it out of your face. Okay? No more doubt. Now it's our turn. That's how it works.
Perfect.
And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know people are getting it, and they're coming in trickling right now. I'm just waiting for that beautiful cloudburst where people finally wake up to their true power of what they are. You see, for me, all this stuff that's being thrown at us is just a manifestation of the system's fear of us. Look at the lengths that they have to go now to try to shut us down.
Yeah.
They're out of options, baby. Because everything they throw out there, it doesn't matter. I mean, this whole idea, I've said it before, nuclear war can't happen. It's very, very specific energy that has to be manifest. Certain alignments, certain things have to be in place before anything like that can be detonated. It's a very specific thing. So you just can't launch a nuke and go, oh, well, there you go. No such thing. Ain't going to happen. Can't happen. All right?
Yeah.
So lose that fear, altogether. Oh, and yours truly, I got featured in a YouTube video. That's what I was trying to find. It was actually the individual that put this together, I believe it was Michael, is doing a wonderful job of exposing what's going on in these little mini documentaries that he's doing, and from the right perspective, from the lose the fear porn. Everything they're doing is just trying to scare you. But this little video I posted on Facebook, for those that want to get me, kate.rene.5, kate.rene.5, contact me there. As I said earlier, I am not going to get into any lengthy conversations on Facebook or emailing. Sorry, ain't going to happen. You want to talk to me, you want to get the answers right quick, you're going to do it on my terms, because I don't have time to try to do shit through email, which is like slow, Facebook, which is slow, Skype I can do in the now. It's instantaneous. Katie.Renee.Thompson. KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON. Okay? So don't say you can't get a hold of me. All right? And if you want stuff, you want documents and maybe a little hand holding for a bit, fine. Skype is the only way I can do it. And sorry, I'm just going to have to ignore the rest. And I just don't have time for it. I don't. 3 or 4 people would chew my entire day up. And I can't do it because you all matter to me. And that would be very selfish of me to do that one-on-one. And it's very selfish of someone to do it to me, because you're taking me away from what I need to do. Now, some people that I'm doing some stuff with right now, they're on the right page, they're on the right purpose, they have the right intent, and they know how to deal with the shit. That's what I want. That's the only way that I can move things forward, because we've got some clocks ticking some pretty high frequencies. Those are the ones I'm ticking and talking with. Those are the ones that when I tick and talk together with them, bring up more people below. From a lower frequency into a higher one. That's what I'm interested in. So I would ask others to not slow me down. Because I'll do it. I'll stop. And I'll help. And ask Ninja. I got in shit for it again today. Didn't I, Ninja?
Yeah. But no, well, you've said it. You've said what needed to be said, and hopefully the people who need to hear that are actually listening. I was getting crossed wires with Billy earlier. We were chiming in at the same time. Apologise to the listeners for that confused noise. I wanted to say, while I was thinking on it, before he started to speak, this whole thing about JC and your little mini rants there, Kate, and I couldn't help it. The only thing I could see was you in your bikini.
Go ahead.
The comparison between you and JC and him and you and, oh, man.
I know, eh? But I make it work, don't I?
Oh, it was working. It sort of just came back to me, the saviour in the bikini.
Isn't that great, eh? Now we're talking allegory. Hi, I'll come to your place and save you in my bikini. How you like that, Mapples? That'll sort you out. Oh my, that's good. But yeah, and we're rolled into the recording now. So whoever's in is in. And oops, I probably should have done a shout out to Steve to see if he wanted to. Actually, Ninja, if you could see if anybody in the chat room wants to chime in, because my mouse is not being friendly again tonight, and I can bring them in with me as soon as I get my mouse working. There it goes. Okay.
Steve does want in. He did tag you, but you haven't probably seen it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me just find Steve. There he is, and bring him in. Okay. Yeah, we probably tagged me on in the Love and Stuff room.
Kate, I'm going to say goodnight because it's getting late here, but it's been fantastic and totally unexpected.
Well, always a treat, and I'm not surprised, but I am surprised you hung out this long. So thank you so much for being here.
No, pleasure, absolute pleasure. Loved it, and I will be back if you'll have me.
Oh, I'll drag your sorry ass in any day of the week.
Okay, I'll keep you to that.
All right.
All right, I'll just say goodnight then. Thanks very much. Night, Ninja.
Love you.
Good night, Nisha.
Love you too. Love you all. You're all fantastic.
Love you.
And
Bye.
we'll talk again soon. All right. Take care, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. And it looks like Kishi wants in as well. We got Steve in. Steve, you there?
You betcha, buddy.
Okay. And we got Kishi coming in. And Izzy, you're bang on. Urine on your face is great. You want to talk about healing your skin? You're putting stem cells exactly where they need to be. For anyone that wants to regrow their hair, there it is. You got the answers, baby. Anybody that wants to take care of anything in their body, you want to reverse aging, there it is. That's why they call it Philosopher's Stone. We got some people walking around this planet that are a lot older than you think. They've even been caught in photographs a few 100 years or 200 years back. So, here we go. Just bringing Andy into Skype here. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, I know who you are, Andy. Meta. All right, so thank you for tagging me. There we go. So I've got to get him into the Love and Stuff room. Yeah, we got some crazy awesome people. I think what I might do, I'll see if I can drag him in as well. But and this is the other thing too about the webinars. I prefer rolling across when we have a show or an episode, getting a lot of information done. I hate cutting it short. I'd rather it, follow its own course. So that was another major thing too, because every time I have to leave the air because I have to go somewhere else, that kind of runs a ridge with me. So, but what's on your mind, Steve? Kishi, making sure you're all in here.
Hiya.
Hey, there's Kishi. How are you, hon?
Hey, how is everyone?
Good. Good.
Great. It's great to be on the call, Kate. And you know, I've been given feedback through Skype, you know, about the urine therapy and everything. I'd like to do the same with the listeners as well. Tell everyone I've been on urine therapy now for right few days, and it's bloody amazing. That's all I can say. It's making such a difference here.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, your body just goes, about time.
Yep, it's like an optic.
Oh, it is. Well, again,
oh my God.
You want the shortcut to decalcify your pineal? There it is.
Yep. It's working wonders already, you know, I'm feeling benefits.
Yeah.
Energy levels, everything have just gone
through the roof.
Straight through the roof, and it's amazing. I'm loving it. I really am. So thank you so much for recommending that again. I did think about it before, a few years back, and didn't do anything about it at the time, but this time around I'm keeping it going.
Yeah, and again, it's it's your own body's healing. It has all the answers. As I was going to say there before Billy left, your kidneys are Libra, the balance, the scales of balance. And what happens with those scales is whatever ailment you have in your body. This is why external things, you have the answers within you. You see, as within, so without. And the thing is, what your body is doing is it already knows what's wrong with it. And it's manufacturing the cure. That's the hair of the dog that bit you. That's where that expression comes from. You know, people say, well, have a beer in the morning because you got hammered last night and you're hungover. Well, that's a great, way to steer people away from the truth, right? Sure, let's drink more. Let's up the poison count because of the night before, right? No, that's not how it works. If you want to get rid of the hangover, you get that urine that morning and get it into you, then it'll clear it right out.
Oh, brilliant! And Kate, you know what my behaviour's been like this past while. You know, it's been.
Oh, well, you have been
instrumental to say the least.
Yeah,
a roller coaster.
Well, you've been on urine therapy, and that is actually so. Yeah, welcome to the roller coaster, because what's happening is you're opening up a whole lot of new channels that it can spin you out. It really can. So just be aware of that. So.
Just to touch on what you were saying there about, the healing part of things, I know for definite that I had damage to the frontal lobe. I know that was the case, that I had damage done there, through various head traumas over the years. I won't go into the details, but I know, there was definite damage there. But I'm finding even that's healing now. I can feel it, it's just, I can actually feel it happening,
Well, that's it. I mean, these are very, very real three-dimensional things that you will experience. And that is, you got to experience it. You can tell people, I can tell people all day long, but until you actually do it for yourself, be your own savior.
Absolutely, yeah.
JC and Elvis both have left the building.
I'm standing beside the woman, the savior in the bikini here. Yep.
There you go.
Great. I love that ninja, by the way. It was brilliant.
There's a concept.
We have great visions of you kids.
I know, isn't it fun?
Oh my God.
Now, will somebody please just come and take me dancing for a night, for crying out loud,
I will.
Anytime, it's like, it'd be so great, you know what I secretly wish for? That I'm going to get a call one day and someone's going to say, I'm coming down, you've got a couple of friends, we're going to pick you up, and we're just going to go out for the night, and we get back for that night, great. If not, well, whatever the case may be, just to go and hang out.
Oh, brilliant.
That would be awesome.
Same here.
Is that too much to ask for?
No.
But anyway, and again, I just to go out and hang out and socialize and whatever, and that's great. And I'm undateable, by the way. People know that, but I am hangoutable with. So another contact request. There's two. Oh, good. People are listening. They're getting it. See if not tonight. Any can't come in. All right. Oh, a few pints. Good boy, Guinness. Good for you at least. Okay. MJ's there. I want to see if MJ wants in. It's Friday night. Let's let loose, because I know I'm going to be on fire tomorrow night again. Okay, just asking. Yeah, I'm just a consummate host. You know what I mean? The way it goes. Let me see. Who is this text? There we go. Add to contacts. All right. Yeah, this is great. See what I mean? People, you guys are showing up, and this is all that matters. We just got to get the intention together. So, that's it. Oh, MJ's coming in. I got him. We're going ether-bound tonight, boys and girls. Where I like to hang out. It's more fun there. So, what's on your mind tonight, Steve? How's everything been going, my friend?
Well, it's been going pretty well. It's been busy on the physical side here because it's hay season, and been busy on the spiritual side because everything's still firing up and going that direction. I want to say thank you for tonight. It was a little spellbinding there for a while, but but you did a really nice job of bringing out a point in a very poignant way. I'll be with you, man, honey. Because of the fact that there is so much happening right now, and we can spend all the time we want rehashing all the things that we already know, but there's so much to do right now moving forward. Oh, absolutely. And at the same time, so little to do. All we need to do is change our mind, and we need to understand the power of that. I think that's what I'm trying to get across, Stephen. Does that make sense? Yes, and you did a good job. It's hard to, it's hard to shut down the same old hash. You chop up the potatoes and you throw the beans in there and some onions and all, and after you stir it all together, and it's all hash, and then once it's there. You can't change it, and all you can do is make a new dish. And right now we're making a new dish, and every once in a while you got to fall back into the old hash, Well, again, pain in the butt. But that's the contrast, right? So again, there is no right or wrong on this. This is seeing your moment, seizing it. What do they call that? Carpe diem. Seize. Diem. Seize your God. And M, by the way, is the as above to the W as below, which is the matter or mother of creation. So seize your divine feminine, because they stole it, and we're just this is what's happening. And when I look at all the nonsense that's going on, look at all of the fear the system has of us. Look at all of the things they're trying to do in order to top their fear by making us be more fearful of it. This is fear warfare. And me, I just look at it and laugh now. It's like, what do you mean? I've said it before. Someone puts a gun in my face. What, are you going to pull the trigger? If you are, go ahead. Go ahead. And you got one serious haunting on your ass for a little while. I was going to say, I'm going to get your butt one way or the other. So it's like you're either going to wake up or not. You're not killing me. You drop the meat stick, the Samsonite, the American Tourister luggage. I'm getting through the eye of the needle right quick, and I'm coming. I'm going to pick up some new info, and I'm coming back. Well, Kate, if they were going to do that, they would have done it. They would have done it. I was talking about that earlier in the show, and I want to make that crystal clear. For the amount of information I put out on a daily basis, and getting in the face of the system, the way I have. If if they could take me out, I'm prime target. I'm prime beef, baby. Not going to happen. No, we're fine. That's the point right now. We've been doing this for a long time, and we haven't had that portion of fear, and we're not going to, and so they can't mess with us. But at the same time, we have got to look forward. It's kind of like I made a metaphor of the 5-layer chess game the other night, and we're still on layer 3, maybe moving to 4, but we sure aren't on the top of the game yet, and all the players are still in place. Exactly. And when we look at the physical as the allegory, now you're seeing how the game is moving in the spiritual realms. And that's where we're at. That's the wonderful part, is it's actually taking place there now. The war above and the war below have joined forces. Well, we're starting to see it. Because it was always together. It
we had been, blinded to that higher game, and that's kind of where I'm coming in, and a few others, to make people aware of it. What's happening here is the effect of what's happening there. We only create cause in the spiritual realms. That's why they had to capture our divine feminine in order to control the heavens. What's happening now is we're reclaiming that register that was deceptively stolen. Yes, we gave our consent, but the contract wasn't told completely. Now, was it?
It wasn't a viable contract. I've been in insurance and investments and real estate most of my life, so I understand contract. And that was not a viable contract. That was fraud, period, criminal offense.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Right from the mouth of a BAR lawyer out of the City of London, state, proper, only said this to me. Here, it's all about contract. I took that one straight to heart.
Do you know what Sorry, Steve, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, what I've been looking at too is the contracts I made with people in the past. Needed severing as well. It wasn't. For me, it was about contracts that I made earlier on in life. With myself. Decisions that I had made in childhood and oaths that I had taken in childhood. Like I'm never going to grow up and be like my mother and father and do the things they done and blah 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 blah. All those types of decisions and contracts that I made. Looking at them and breaking them as well, cutting the etheric ties there too. So it's been quite a work, but well worth it.
Yeah, again, it's about looking at all our contracts, all of our choices, all of our decisions, and there's a lot. There's a lot there, and rendering them spiritually null and void. Because we didn't have the information, and there is the proof of our unknowing, right? With all the power that had to be duped out of us, but now we're awakening to that. We're starting to come to terms with it, and it's a big jump from being the lowly clerk, if you will, suddenly realizing that you have all the power of the court in your hands.
I love the point you made earlier when you were talking about the old days of the Freeman movement.
Oh yeah.
And the cop come up to the car and I know who I am and I stand in my space and you don't have to. It's like, yeah, well, you're going to jail anyway, sucker.
Yeah, well, you got a contract, right? Until you know that you're not the name, until you remove the mark of the beast from you, sorry, you belong to Caesar. And
that's what it comes down to. Know thyself, definitely.
That's it.
Give unto Caesar what is Caesar. That's what that means. If you're going to stay in the game, well, play the damn game. That's the rules of that one.
Yep. And here's the trick of the game, though. You ain't going to win it because they make the rules. They always have, and they always will. Oh, and we have someone chiming in here. What? One sec. My mouse isn't working, so let's see if this works. Yeah, they did. Area 937. Bringing everybody in. Go ahead.
Hey, that was fast. How you doing, Kate?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, Vincent.
Yep, I got the board open. So, and we have MJ too, and he hasn't piped up yet. So everybody, just let you do your thing here. Go ahead, Vincent.
Hey, the urine therapy thing. Where do you get your distilled water at? Do you just go to the grocery store and buy it in the jugs, or?
Well, yeah, actually, Eric goes to a guy that actually that's what he does. It's just water filtration and distillation, and we just have drinking water here. Well, I'll be completely blunt about it. I don't care if it's tap water or whatever, because I'm going to transmute it anyway. It doesn't. See, this is the thing. Only that which you believe can affect you will affect you. That's it, right? You can drink all the fluoridated, chlorinated water you want, as long as you know who you are. It could be laced with strychnine. It doesn't matter. Let's start with the baby steps, though. Get some, just filtered water, and make sure that that there is no of those poisons in there. And
Kate, Kate, I was drinking Dasani, but then I saw something online where that's got potassium chloride, and now I switched to Aquafina.
Okay. Yeah, even a lot of these bottled water, Nestle, and the rest of these corporate goons. You look at the bottled water and you added fluoride, 4 parts per million. Excuse me. Do you remember the days when we thought, we get water out of the tap and whatever, and someone was talking about having to buy bottled water, and we thought how stupid that was? Yeah. Now what are we doing, right? So, but again, it is a mind matter. Get what you feel is comfortable for you. There are places that sell. You can get. We have 2 jugs we just refill all the time, 20-liter jobs, and it's like, I think $2.50 or $2 for a refill. It's cheap. It's like it's cheaper than coming out of the tap, and it's clean.
I was just going to tell you, when I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but when I was growing up in New Jersey, my mother's father, he lived to be 96 years old, but he did 3 things every day. Number one, he ate very well. He was a tiny guy. He was small. But he would always boil his water, always, and then he'd put it in the refrigerator, let it chill. Then he would drink it. He always took a short nap every day, like 30 minutes, and he always had some red wine. I don't know. I thought about maybe trying to boil my water, too, but then I thought, I don't know if I want to worry about doing all that. But he did that, and I don't know if maybe that's, why exactly he lived to be so old, but he lived to be, he was 106, not 96. He lived to be 106.
Yeah.
So
that's about 800 years shy of what these bodies can do if we weren't getting poisoned, and they can go infinite once we know who we really are, right? But it's over matter. This is coming back into your creator status, and just do whatever feels comfortable. Mindy, you were going to jump in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say to Vincent, in answer to his question, I'm in Europe, Vincent, but I do know that people in the US are buying their distilled water at places like Walmart, which is very cheap per litre, very cheap. And it's good to drink that if you can get hold of it. I can't buy cheap distilled water here, and it's very hard to get hold of anyway. So I bought a machine where I can distill my own at home. It works out cheapest way. But as Kate rightly said, when you decide to put your mind over the matter, and I've come to that conclusion the last days myself, you can drink anything you like. But, I bought a distiller about 2-3 months ago, and I'm still using it.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, especially with urine therapy, you're going to be recycling anyway. So your water intake, all you're going to be doing is replacing that which evaporates. So you won't even be drinking that much anyway. These people talk about drinking, a gallon of water. You don't have to do that. You don't. And there are no rules to this. The only rules that exist are those that you create and manifest for yourself. With me, recycle. I'll have my tea. I'll boil the water, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I put any power in it, in as much as I don't put any power into the quartz. For me, they're an illusion, just like everything else. So, but that's where I am, and I feel great.
Okay, just a quick question. I've not, just to be honest, I've never done this. Was somebody talking? Oh, just to be honest, I've never ever done this. Although I've heard of it a few months ago from that one guy. I forget his name, but anyway, the water guy.
Yeah.
So what do? Do you just, every time that you basically use the restroom or something, you save it and then...
No, I just charge it right back.
Yeah, you need it fresh, Vincent, eh? If you're going to drink it has to be fresh.
Straight in, straight out. That's how it works, right? Straight out, straight in.
But as Kate just said, there's no rules. It's not every time you go. It's when you want to, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, This time is right off the spigot.
Okay.
Straight again. That's it.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Keisha.
Psoriasis forehead kit.
Yeah.
And I've been measuring around that when it's disappeared. You know, I've been using it on my hair and through the scalp as well, and my hair is just shining at the minute. It's amazing.
And it smells amazing, doesn't it?
No, it smells lovely.
It does. It'll blow you away. I remember I was out at a shop, and one of the girls in there I know a while back, and I was standing beside her, and she didn't notice my hair. I said, your hair looks great. And I said, yeah, it's pretty cool. Smell. She goes, wow, what do you use? That smells amazing. And I don't want to know. And she went, huh? Anyway, she's of that mind, so it was okay. I said, no, I use my own shampoo. It's called urine.
Yep, it works. It works perfectly everywhere.
And here's the other neat trick about it. You're replacing super electrolytes in your body, and what we need to do is generate our electrical field higher. And guess what happens? The pineal activates. And guess what else happens? Your body starts to electrify properly. And guess what else happens? You put up shields to 60 hertz. And guess what else happens? Yeah, I think the list goes on. I don't need to continue.
Yep.
You're powering up.
And there's still information online about it too. You know, I found a brilliant site, and it just describes absolutely everything that the urine therapy can do for you in terms of the energy raising, the healing of different ailments.
Well, I
think you have and everything else. Like it just.
Well, it's the salt of the earth. You are and that's the thing too. And you can see electrical tests when you add sugar to water. You watch the electrical current drop. You add salt to water, watch it boost through the roof. So now you know why I get. I'm here. I am in the kitchen. The other individual here. I gotta tell you, it just boggles my mind. You know, it's like. Anyway, it's you know those crystals you mix with water, like wild berry stuff. You know, 4 teaspoons of this stuff in and mix it with water. It's wild berry. It tastes great. Everything else, and I'm looking at the nutritional value of it, right? Which is basically 0. And I'll tell you how deadly it is. Per 18 gram serving, there's 70 calories, and guess how many grams of sugar?
Oh.
17. 17 grams of the 18 is sugar. You want to shut down your grid? You want to shut down your electrical ability to... And I often wonder, you know, I'm not going to get into it. It's just frustrating. But anyway, you want to poison yourself? You want to turn your toroidal field backwards? Invest their sugar. It's killing you. It's killing your battery. It's creating a very acidic environment. Oh, cancer. Oh, look, fungus. Fungus time, right? There it is. And I'll tell you, you can ingest this stuff all day long, or your urine all day long while you're doing this stuff, and you're defeating the whole purpose, and you're really putting the tax in your body. The first thing I tell anybody in your diet, lose the sugar. Lose it. If you're going to eat sugar, eat the proper stuff. Your natural, unrefined cane sugars, not from. They're very specific. There's only a few that or if you like sugar, eat apples, eat oranges. You know, if you need a sugar fix, but look what's happened to us. You know, you can't go into a store and get any processed food. It doesn't have a dose of this toroidal field killer, and that's what it's doing. Shutting you. It's an off switch. You know, you're an electrical being, electromagnetic, right? It's your divine feminine magnetic that is generating the electrical field outside of it, and what this whole game is about is keeping you shut down so you can't power up and connect to source. So keep at it, knock yourselves out, drink your Mountain Dew.
Oh, big time.
You know, drink your pop, drink your poisons, but don't come to me and ask me why do I feel stupid? Because you are. You're
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Someone said my name.
And you're
I'm
in
still here.
crystalline as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Vincent. Sorry, what was that?
I thought someone had said my name. I'm sorry. I thought someone said Vincent.
Oh no, no worries. You know, but Vincent, these are the little things, you know, that don't require a lot of effort. These are the baby steps of baby steps. You know, put aside those things of childish nature, and I'm talking, you know, and what we do to our kids. Oh my God, you know, chocolate bars and candies and pop and oh my God, and these are the ones, the youngest of us, that have the most potential and the most powerful battery. That's why these entities love killing them and raping them, because they're stealing that electrical energy, you know, and of course decimating the individual spirit by trying to break it. And that's what this whole game is about, is to break your spirit. Sorry, they kind of screwed up with me. No, with you guys too. But here's the little baby steps that we can do just to. And I know we've got lots of habits that we form throughout our lives of things that we really love. And yeah, I love, you know, Black Forest cake. You know, of course, it's because it satiates. But I'll tell you, I won't touch the stuff because my life doesn't depend on it. Actually, I'm killing myself by doing it. And that doesn't.
But I'm noticing, Kate, that want for stuff like that since I started doing the urine therapy, it's just gone too. It's not there anymore. It's.
Well, yeah,
you know,
you're nullifying it.
There's no craving for sugars and everything else the way there used to be at all.
Yeah, because your body solved it. That's what it's doing. It's removing those addictions, and they are addictions. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you can look at someone that's, you know, got a smoking or drinking or whatever, you know, as an addiction. But I'm telling you, if you're sucking back a Mountain Dew every day, your addiction's a whole lot worse. Promise. You know. It's killing you spiritually. I mean, all these other things, you know, these are all personal choices. What have you got in mind? Can you, Steve and I talked about this the other night, with regards to alcohol. By all means, if you want a beer and what have you, great. You know what it is. You better get the cannabinoids in, or get your mind over matter with it. Because that stuff shorts out the electrical circuitry. But yeah, I love a Guinness once in a while. Sure, absolutely. You know, but this is about everything in moderation. And when we're ingesting all this garbage on the 3D level, most people aren't aware of what it's doing to your spiritual level, and that's the trick. As above, so below. As below, so above. All right. So, it's time to sort out our temple and get our mind and heart right. Because only until we do that will we be at effect to these things instead of cause over them, to the point where, you know, if I drink tap water, I don't give a shit. It's not going to hurt me. I'm going to transmute it anyway. But that's me, right? MJ.
No, I have the same attitude too. You know, I just exactly the same thing. I just say to myself, "Oh, you know, that doesn't have any effect over me. Don't get on with it." You know?
Move on.
Hi.
Yeah, MJ, are you there?
Good evening, marvelous creators.
There's my man. How are you?
I'm great.
Hey, MJ.
Hi, MJ.
Hey, Ninja. I checked out your blog. Nice work. Looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, these days I've just been doing whatever brings me into my power. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Hey, can we? I know you as the watcher you are. What's your feel and take on what's over the last week or two? What are you seeing?
Well, I've been watching a few other groups as well. There's... It's crazy. In fact, I can't even really listen to your show half the time because people are just intruding into my world. They just have to come and talk to me. Now, I'm in, let's say, my late 30s, and most of the people that I spend time with now that are just seem to be magnetized around me and just like literally are knocking on my door left and right, just stop by day in, day out, just talk to me about their world. And a lot of the things they're just beginning to embrace, a lot of the things that, you know, many that we're talking about were way farther along in the path. So it's interesting to watch, and then other friends across the world that are going through the same thing. People are starting to understand that we win, right? It's that simple. And I was going to say, Steve, I love listening to Steve when he's like dismantling whatever he's doing down in Missouri. It's like I can hear it in his voice. I know that you know this, Kate, that I listen to voices very, very carefully, as do you. I can hear you listen to voices. It's really kind of interesting, like just hearing how a conversation is going to go from just the first words that come out of someone's mouth, and I can hear it. It's just hilarious. So, and you know what, and Steve.
In short, what MJ's saying is, Kate, you're a bitch. Go on, carry on.
Good bitch, bad bitch.
Bitch in a bikini.
I guess. I had to tap into my own side, my own divine feminine, and you know, I did it through, you know, one of the oldest kind of feminine art forms there is, and it helped me. It was totally game in nature. It's something I never really thought, but I would just do it. And now that I realize kind of who I am, I tap into skill sets. That's see, because I know that there's many versions of me. There's a version of me that do all sorts of different things in those worlds. And now I can just basically download a complete skill set from somebody else. It's starting to get a little bit ridiculous. I can do anything I please. It's just that simple.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. Not at all. Sorry. No,
that's really cool.
And it doesn't matter what you eat, and you're going to hate me for this. You know what? It's just like I just please and delight myself. I take in whatever I want to take. Sometimes I do. I have this little craving for sugar. I take it in.
Oh, yeah.
I actually take in hideous amounts of sugar, but I do not engage in the regular types of everyday sugar that everyone is, like the corn syrup. But I do take in, like, high quality or decent quality. It's still bad, but just powdered sugar. I just drink copious amounts of red rose tea.
Hey, MJ?
Yes.
You're a little. You said you're in your upper 30s.
Well, I don't do time, so.
Oh well, you know that's whatever. Okay, what I was going to say then, if that's your position, it just amazes me that you're a little young for the lost generation, but you're right in there.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I can do kind of both generations. Say I get along with people that I can kick around and have dinner and have just as good a time with someone that's anywhere from 60 to 90 or older, or I can hang out with people in their early 20s. But what I do know, there's been a change over the last few years when I started to realize that the younger people are, the closer to source that they are. The less separated they are from them and them. Is that I think I lost where I was going with that, but there's just there's far more power out there than people want to tap into. That's all I know, and you just don't have to worry really about anything. You can just, as long as you know it, just mutate it. It's just that simple. Like Kate was saying, I'll drink tap water. It just doesn't. it has no effect on me. It just doesn't.
Again, you agree that it doesn't, and that's exactly where I'm at. It's like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. That's not what I know. It's all energy. It's how we transmute it. And when you get down to that very fundamental level of realizing that you are consciousness and the creator of energy, why would you ever be at effect to it? But you hit the key point there, MJ. What I see mostly are not people in fear of anything other than themselves.
Their belief system.
Yeah, I guess themselves and this outside themselves-ness. That's the thing. And death. And it's so funny when you're talking about it. You see, Kate, you are pulling shit right from source. And I'm watching you do it, and it's just so hilarious. And I don't know if everyone really actually knows. You see, because I already know this stuff, but I didn't pull it straight from source. I got help. A lot of it I figured out, about maybe 20 years ago. But a lot of the stuff got remembered, I guess, or if that's right, the common tongue.
For the cliches.
Yeah. You're yanking it right from source, and it's paralleling. And I've let in a couple of people that I'm sure are probably lurking now and listening. And I don't choose to bring certain groups together. You're way too pure. You have to just be left to run the path that you're rolling. And I like the way the way that we were taught. And it's so funny when anyone would come and talk about like health problems or anything like that. Let's just say this voice would say, "Eat sewage." That's what this person said there. The best diet was. Right? But at the same time said, "Hey, do whatever pleases and delights yourself. It's just gonna." You're going to manifest it, and it's going to manifest in your body the way, however you've decided it's going to. You decide.
Exactly. And again, these bodies are universes unto themselves. As I described, the human body is the universe turned inside out. That's why everything here is backwards, because we are the true sun within, and it is shining in the darkest place because, well, there's not a whole lot of light inside you except you, and effectively and there's the feminine toroidal Anu, which I spoke of with the male one that is in the Orion Nebula, and it's turning in a clockwise direction. Again, what is clockwise? What is anti-clockwise? It's the way the spirals are set up within it visually. So what we're dealing with is this perfect void of creation within us that has been turned inside out, and we've become the illusion of someone else's direction, so for me, and it's still very difficult for me to try to convey these ideas because they're not fully. They're there. I know they're there. I can see them, and when they hit, they hit. It's just trying to describe them in any meaningful sort of way. It's very frustrating.
Perfect words, yes. It takes a while. Well, this is why I'm listening to you, okay? And I don't push against. I'm not trying to. I don't try anything. It's just this will be. You're showing me how to take to the next level. We were told, okay, you have to speak your intentions. It is very, 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 very important to how you manifest and speak in your world. Now, you are showing me really what those words are. But you don't think so? You don't think that we speak? No,
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, this will be good. Carry on.
No, go, Steve. Hit me.
Well, and I'm not trying to be, out of line here, but we can talk about all the power and authority and words and crap and contracts and shit. But the point being is that if we really believe that we are who we are, then that is part of theirs. It's not part of ours. And it sure ain't part of mine.
I get that.
I speak through intent. I speak through my honesty. I speak through my love, my compassion. And if someone wants to take that and try to construe that into something else, they used to be able to do that and bring it back on me. But they can't do that anymore. Because I know my intent. I understand my honor. I understand my love. I understand my compassion. So I stand with myself.
And that's exactly, I'll be the neutral here, that is exactly what MJ said in an entirely different way.
Cool, man.
That is you speaking your intent. That's all you have to do.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you guys just said the exact same thing, only totally different. It's beautiful. Perfect mirror.
It's all the words. But sorry for using that word. The depth of your, just, I guess, merging the Latin and the breakdown of words, what I know that I will be able to do soon enough is actually create, using my words, far more efficiently than what I was even doing now, what I'm doing now. And it works quite nicely now. But once I start fine-tuning it and really knowing what the words mean, then we're getting close to the true phonetics. I don't know. I may start speaking in ways that people may not even understand what the hell I'm saying. I won't care. Once I start learning the phonetics of evocation, I'm going to use it.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. One of the big revelations for me was merely understanding the concept that each word means its equal and opposite. One of my more recent favorite words is the word verify or verification. All right. So let's look at verify real quick. Ver, from verily, truth. I, the self. Phi, creation. So the truth of myself, of creation. And there's your truth proof, right? Verification. I see anytime I have a ka sound or a k sound, that's spirit. That's Egyptian word for spirit is ka, right? That's why I refer to, again, you talk about your life mission. My name, Kate, if you pronounce it properly, is Ka-T, which is spirit love, right? And that's exactly the mission I'm on. So that is only a clue for me as to what my own purpose has to be and and it resonates. That is exactly what my purpose is. That's what I feel inside. I mean, people can talk about things being, altruistic and all wishy-washy and all the rest of it, but sorry, this is me. And, people can take me or leave me. Again, I'm not going to trespass on free will choice. Revolving door, you come in, you can go out, don't matter to me. My intent, and that's why I write the way I do, and I make it very clear that whatever words or sigils I'm using is from my intent, not from any definition. And that's a big difference, because what's happened there is you've changed your mind. You've actually dispelled the entire language and its power over you, because you know that it's been mirrored.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that every word means it's equal and opposite by assumption and presumption, but upon realizing that, we've removed the assumption and presumption on anyone outside of us, where our intent is known by the universe. It is known by ourself. And nothing trespasses that. Sorry, that's you're dealing in
That was my point, exactly.
Yeah. I'm just trying to bring...
Very good, and that was a great description, yes.
Bring together what you guys were saying, and...
the intent changes.
Exactly, and that's the only thing that changes. What is your intent? I mean...
But the next step, though, is just like, you have to understand that I want to go further, right? I've already learned how to program my cells. I want to take the next level. Like, I'm not bilocating yet. I'm not raising the dead, right?
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's not over yet.
Can you talk without words?
Yes.
Well, then that's all you need to do in language. The beauty of once you understand it, then you don't need it.
I am looking so forward to the day that I never have to open my mouth again.
Ashua.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason I'm doing it to the level I'm doing now is obviously I had a lot of words I had to say in this lifetime, so I'm just getting the hell out of the way as fast as I can.
Oh, you've done an incredible job, and you've helped me a lot, Kate.
And vice versa.
Well, for the understanding of the language. See, this is not my language, and we talked about this the other night. I have my own concepts of what I think this world is and the variety that's here, and once I understand from people like you and Santo and many others that what has transpired upon us, then now I know where I am, and I move forward and I leave it behind.
Exactly. Again, everything for me is simply and only a reference point for the next move forward. Like last night, as an example with the webinar, again, it's on its course. And I think that was the terms that, when I was talking to Ninja about it, it's just run its course. And
well, you made a statement about to prepare for the next level. I think we're already there. We never realize we're there until we're already there.
That's it, because hindsight's 20/20, right?
And that's exactly what I'm trying to. And I understand where we're going and what we're trying to do, but I realize that we're already in the next phase of the game, and there's other factions working inside the system, whatever the hell you want to call it, that are affecting change within it. I put that link out about the military guys in Afghanistan, and they're cutting down on their food. Their guys ain't even getting fed anymore. The whole thing's breaking down, and so that's happening because of what we've done. Now, it's good that we have to rehash all this stuff. Like the last couple of nights, it's been a rehash.
Yep.
And I've ate enough hash, and so I'm ready, to move forward. And where do we go from here? And that's where we're, don't want to get bogged back down in the things that I've been doing all these years.
Yeah, well, me either, and that's probably the biggest reason why I don't plan shows. I don't have any idea what I'm going to talk about until I start talking. Because I don't know what is going to develop throughout the course of an evening, but I do know this, that there are a lot of things that I like to share on a nightly basis just to make sure that the ideas are, shared, and ones that I know are resonating with people, because I'm getting the feedback, and again, I'm being co-created by everyone else, right? And I have.
Well, look how many new people you've brought into the room in the last week.
Well, yeah, that's
incredible.
Yeah, and that's what when people show up, I put them in the room. And
one guy came in tonight, or girl, I don't remember what it was, just right at the end, and said, "My God, this is all new to me." I'm going, okie dokie, Smokey.
Welcome to our world, and it's beautiful. I can't say enough about the Love and Stuff room and the people in there. And I love it, it's going 24 hours a day. And I'll walk away from the computer for a couple hours, come back, and there's 400 posts in the room. Of course I don't have time to read through them all, but it's not that I have to. What I do is scroll down and see what's going on. And I hate the fact that I miss when people say hi and stuff like that. But, just the sheer volume going on in there with people talking and sharing, I show up in the room exactly when I'm supposed to. That's how I look at it. So okay, well, this is where we're at, and this is where I'm supposed to be, and then I just go from there. That now moment, and continue on from there. So yeah, works for me. Well, I should mention to Vanessa, I'm going to be down in your neck of the woods tomorrow. So if I get a chance, I may pop by. I'll just give you the heads up there, hon. And just want to get that out. We got about 7 minutes left here.
I just wanted to say I really enjoyed Jeremiah's contribution over a couple of shows, I think it was.
Yeah, isn't he something, eh?
Yeah, real interesting little knower, huh?
Oh yeah, Jeremiah, I've known for a while, and he just likes to come in with these beautiful little gems and these beautiful epiphany realizations, and he says things exactly what I'm trying to say, but he just said it right, It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Thank you, Jeremiah, for saying that, because the one night there, he summed up everything in a couple of sentences of what I've been trying to convey, and I said, there it is.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah, well, some people have got incredible levels of discernment. I've got my own abilities there, but I absolutely love when people come in and just nail it. And I go, yeah, what he said, that saves me a lot of effort. But
it's been funny wanting to watch programs now, and I've been talking to other people about just like these programs. When you watch programs run on people like that are actually off of like TV programming and news programming, it's like verbatim. It's and other perception management operations that have been in that has been installed for a long time. It's just so hilarious just watching the programs come out, and of course the Tricky Little Bastard and all that. It's just seeing the two sides of one.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're seeing the coin. You're not seeing the head or the tail. You're seeing the coin, and that's your singularity. So, and there's another one that's been been sneaking up. Tricky Little Bastard. That one seems to have caught on too. But it's exactly what it is. It's that Tricky Little Bastard is trying to make you think it's you, and that's the program running. And the first sign of it, for people to finally start to notice and see the Tricky Little Bastard in action, the first urge you have to defend your position is the Tricky Little Bastard. That is the biggest clue to it. And then when you stop and think, why do I need to defend this? Because what happens is in this cycle of the program, and why you need to defend yourself is because you have granted someone outside of yourself more power than you. I don't need to defend shit.
Nope.
That's the bottom line with me. I don't got to defend shit. You take it or leave it. I have to actually give permission to someone to either offend me or seem smarter or seem dumber or whatever. I don't play that game. That's program. That's TLB. So I just say no. I'm good. Thanks. We've had lots of smatterings of that over the last while, but it's good because it gives a contrast. And I need people to see the head and the tail of the dragon. Because when you can listen to me or anyone else and say that's something I would do or something I wouldn't do, now you're taking the cause back. You're deciding for you, the ultimate creator of the universe, because you're me, that you are the one in control. You are your own master, and that's all you need to know. And from there, you will take steps down the yellow brick road like you've never taken before. And speaking of which, I have to say a great big thank you to Patty Woods. He posted a link, so I'm going to be watching The Wizard of Oz tonight. Yay! and I'm really considering, once I get this Summons of the Dead done, I'll probably do these in tandem, but I want to do an allegorical synopsis of The Wizard of Oz, so the people, like Patty asked me last night, how do you see the allegories, and that's the toughest thing, because you really have to get past the physical. But once you do, and you start to see these little, oh my God, did I miss that one on the first 100 passes or what? Right? And I've said that a lot, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's all woo-woo, and then once you go into deep woo-woo, then you have to come back to the bot. It's a balance.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what Steve brings to the table every single night. We can talk about the spiritual 5D or whatever you want to call it. I just call it the as above. All you want, but until you can look at the as below and see the effect of your causation, then you got problems. So I think that might. Anyway.
Hey,
love you guys. Yeah.
MJ mentioned Ninja having a blog. Can I get that address?
That's Kate of Gaia.
Blog.
kateofgaia.wordpress.com, I believe.
It's brilliant.
For
Thank
Ninja?
you, Ninja. I've been looking at it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Ninja set that up.
Brilliant.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw I got to go because I got a
it
guy honking his horn at me. So I'm going to finish off with halfway home, guys, and love you, and I'll catch you tomorrow night. Vincent, call in tomorrow night. We'll chat. Okay?
Good night.
Love you, Kate. Bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.